The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, and hello, baseball fans everywhere. This is Jimmy Dudley at the Polo Grounds in New York, greeting you for the Gillette Safety Razor Company, as the Cleveland Indians and the New York Giants get set for the opening game of the 1954 World Series. This is the 16th consecutive year that baseball's championship classic is being broadcast for your entertainment on the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. Yes, and because so many of you sports fans are also Gillette fans, we broadcast and telecast other athletic events of national interest, including the regular Friday night boxing bouts for your entertainment the year round. And now, fans, we turn you over to one of baseball's all-time greats, Frankie Frisch, the Fordham Flash. Frankie is on deck in the clubhouse right now to give you the inside rope on the series. Today he interviews Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick, the National and American League presidents Warren Giles and Will Harridge, along with Leo DeRocha and Al Lopez. Take it away, Frankie Frisch.
Hey, Frankie Frisch.
Good afternoon, fans. Well, it's a pleasure to have on our Gillette program the both managers of the two fine ball clubs, Mr. Al Lopez. Al, how are you? The Cleveland Indians and Leo DeRocha. Say, Al, I can ask you one question. You have done a terrific job. Well, to be on a championship club, you got to do a terrific job. What would you say is responsible for your club winning the pennant this year? One or two. Now you finished second back in those Yankees for 2 or 3 years?
3 years in a row, Frank.
3 years in a row. What couple of men, or 3 or 4 men, helped you?
Well, Frank, the only thing I can say is Vic Wirtz was a great help to us at first base. It gave us that little extra punch. Our bench was tremendous. It really helped us because we had fellas like Rosen, Strickland, Avila, and really top-flight ball players out of the lineup for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Then our extra pitching. Fellas like Newhouser and those 2 young boys, Don Morsey and Ray Noreski, did a tremendous job for us. I think that was responsible mostly for the success that we've had this year.
Say, Leo, that Giant Ball Club, that first game outfit's pretty good. How about your club hopping up there?
Well, Frank, they played wonderful as a team, as you well know, and I couldn't put my finger on any one man. Alvin Dark, naturally, the captain of the club, Willie Mays, were great, Matt Nelly. But I think it was more of a team effort as a unit. They did a great job, and naturally, Al sitting alongside of me here, I'm hoping we can continue right on through the series.
Well, you know, I get a pleasure out of this because both you fellas played for me, and both wonderful team men.
Let's not go back that far, Frank.
No, that's all you want. A few years back, I mean, of course, in a few gray hairs. Say, listen, Al, Gillette Razor. I know you'll enjoy it. In the back of that.
Thank you, Frank. That's a very nice razor.
Thank you. And Leo?
This is my favorite, too.
Well, I say, how old is that youngster of yours?
He's 12, Frank.
Look, give him one of those, too. He'll be able to shave pretty soon. And in the back of that, I know he's going to enjoy that World Series, the Gillette World Series record book. It's got everything in it. It's a terrific book, and it's got every little thing in it. It's even got the Flash's name in there. Hey, thanks kindly for being with us. And lots of luck to both of you. And take care of your health. Nice to see you. This is indeed a pleasure. I'd like to introduce to you, fans, the Commissioner of Baseball, Mr. Ford Frick.
Hi, Frank. Hi, thank you.
And Mr. Warren Giles, the President of the National League.
Hi, Frank.
And Mr. Will Harridge, President of the American League.
Nice to see you, Frank.
Mr. Harridge, nice to see you, sir. And the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense, James Mitchell. He's here to make a presentation on behalf of the Armed Forces Radio Services.
Mr. Frick, Mr. Giles, Mr. Harridge, as the representative of Secretary of Defense Charles E. Wilson, it's a real privilege to present these certificates of appreciation for your cooperation in making possible the broadcast of Major League games to our service men and women overseas by the Armed Forces Radio Service. The Armed Forces Radio Service has 72 local stations all over the world. They broadcast, in addition to sports events, news, shows of various kinds, and you can imagine what it means to these young men and women who are representing America all over the world to be up to date inning by inning, with Major League Baseball. It's a real pleasure, and I really appreciate your cooperation in making these broadcasts possible. Gentlemen.
Thanks very much, Mr. Mitchell.
I'm very glad to give you these.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
From the Department of Defense.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very kindly, gentlemen. Mr. Frick, if you come over and sit down with the old flash for a few minutes, I'd just like to have a little chat with you, sir.
Ned, started, right?
Well,
Counted on that one.
and it's always a pleasure to sit with the Commissioner of Baseball. You've been a wonderful man. You were in the radio business, Mr. Frick, is that so?
Well, that's one of the chapters in my past. It's a dark chapter, Frank.
And also a newspaper man.
Yes.
Now, are you neutral in this series?
I'm completely neutral up to a point, yes. I hope we have a great series. I hope we don't have any umpire trouble. I hope it doesn't rain. As concerns those things, I'm not neutral.
Well, the weather it's a beautiful day for a ball game. Is that right?
Marvelous.
It's marvelous
Beautiful
day.
day.
And I know no pitcher can complain about pitching the ball game today as being too hot
Or too cold.
or too cold.
Oh, indeed.
What do you think about the attendance?
I have a hunch, Frank, that if this, however long the series goes, that for the number of games it goes, we will break the attendance record.
How many? Go ahead, Mr. Cooley.
Well, you see, we have two great parks, and if it should only go 4 games, I think we would break the attendance record for 4 games, or 5 or 6, depending on how many we go.
The seating capacity at the Polo Grounds is 55,000, isn't it?
Frank, I really don't know. It's right around that yet.
And
of course, you
Cleveland?
take out in World Series, you take out quite a few seats to take care of radio and newspaper men and telegraphers and that sort of thing. We take out probably 600 or 800 seats.
And, there was one question I wanted to ask you, Mr. Commissioner. How about the boy that's going to throw out the first ball today?
It's going to be little Jimmy Ferrandisi, I think his name is, and I'm awful proud to have him. He's the center fielder and the captain of the Little League team that won the World Championship.
Oh, that's fine. I hope his arm's in good shape so he reaches out to that mound and does a good
He's not
job.
big, Frank, but he's still young. You know, they can hit that ball when they're young.
How old is he?
Well, he can't be more than 12.
Oh.
But Little League ends at 12, you see.
That's right. And I was up to a Little League session the other day. Those kids do a terrific job. They're really wonderful. Now, you have no favorite in this series.
No, sir.
Commissioner, thanks kindly for being with us.
Thank you.
And fans, it's time to wind up our clubhouse interviews this afternoon, and we've got to switch you now to the broadcast booth. Commissioner, thanks kindly.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
And now, fans, this is Jimmy Dudley speaking to you again from the neutral radio booth. And today we're all set to bring you the first game of the 1954 World Series. Manager Al Lopez has met with Captain Alvin Doss of the Giants and the umpires at home plate, and here are the lineups for today's ball game. The first game in the 1954 World Series, the 51st World Series, the 14th for the Giants and the 3rd for the Indians. For the Cleveland Indians, the visiting club. Leading off, in left field, number 32, Al Smith. At second base, Bobby Avila, batting champion of the American League this year. In center field, the Indians' spectacular outfielder, Larry Doby. At third base and batting in the cleanup spot, Al Rosen. At first base, Vic Wirtz. In right field, Dave Philly. At shortstop, George Strickland. Catching for the Indians, Jim Hegan. And pitching the first game for the Tribe, the 1954 World Series, is the Indians' ace right-hander, number 21, Bob Lemon. During the regular season, he won 23 and lost only 7. Appearing in 36 ball games, he held 21 complete games and wound up with an earned run average of 2.69, one of the best in baseball. The lineup for the New York Giants. At first base, leading off, is Whitey Lockman. At shortstop, Captain Alvin Doss. In right field, Don Mueller. In center field, Willie Mays, the Giants' spectacular outfielder. At third base, Hank Thompson. In left field, Monty Irvin. At second base, Bobby Williams. Catching for the Giants, Wes Westrom. And pitching the first game for the Giants, Sal Magley. Winner of 14, losing only 6 during the regular season. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Commissioner of Baseball solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the Commissioner is prohibited. Here are the umpires for this afternoon's game. Working back of the plate, from the National League, Violet. At first base, from the American League, Berry. At second base, from the National League, Conlon. And at third base, from the American League, Stevens. The 2 alternate umpires who will be working the foul lines in the first game of the 54 World Series. On the left field foul line will be one of the game's great pitchers of years gone by, Lon Warnke. And on the right field foul line from the American League, Larry Knapp. And the stage is all set for what promises to be one of the most thrilling World Series in the history of the game. This, as we said a moment ago, is the 51st World Series. Bob Lemon versus Sal Maglie. Here at today's ball game is a youngster who's getting perhaps one of the greatest thrills of all time in his life, young life. Jimmy Barberi of Schenectady, the captain of the Schenectady Little Leaguers, world champions in Little League play, threw out the first baseball and will throw it out again as we get ready to go. Now the Giants take the playing field, and that means that action is coming up. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
And this is WGN, your exclusive World Series station in Chicago.
And now, fans, with action about ready to get underway, the coaches are taking to the coaches' box on first and third. At first for the Indians will be Red Crest. At third base, number 44, Tony Cuccinello. And may I take just a second of your time to say that it gives me a great thrill to be working my first World Series game. A great deal of pleasure to sit up here in the Mutual Radio broadcast booth. And now with Sal Maglie taking those last few warm-up pitches, it is with a great deal of joy and pride that I turn you over now to Mutual's Man of Sport, the voice that has become familiar to millions of fans everywhere. Big in heart, big in sport, and big in voice. Al Helfer.
Well, thank you very much, Jim Dudley. Good afternoon, everybody. And hi, fans all around the country and all around the world this afternoon. We're very happy, too, to have Jim Dudley up here for his first World Series. And we're happy, too, to be here on the Eastern Seaboard this afternoon to have such beautiful weather. The kind of weather you'd expect for this fall classic. Sal Maglie has been warming up for the past about half hour, and is he on the mound right now, getting ready to make the first pitch here to the first man up for Cleveland, Al Smith, a splendid left fielder. We have a wind very stiffly blowing in from behind left field here this afternoon as bright, brilliant sunlight bathes Coogan's Bluff. And we expect that the fly balls hit into right center field will be carried and lofted away by the wind that is coming in right now. Sal Maglie is taking the last of his warm-up pitches, and will set the New York Giants for you defensively now. On the mound, Sal Maglie, who has won 14 ball games, has lost 6 this year, has pitched one of the 17 shutouts that have been registered by Giant pitching. His battery mate is a very dependable Wes Westrum, although a light hitter, a very fine receiver. At first base is Whitey Lockman, the Carolina Comet. At second base, the kid from Dallas, Davey Williams. At short, the old Bayou Tiger. And that's Elvendorf, the captain of the ball club. At third base is Hank Thompson, a fine little left fielder, a fine little third baseman, and also a fielder. And now, the ball will be tossed out by Jimmy Barberi. And it is being tossed out, and Wes Westrum catches it, goes over, shakes his hand, congratulates him on being a fine ball player also. And we are getting ready for the first pitch in the 1954 World Series, the 51st World Series, to go to the board between the American and the National League. Out in left field, Monty Irvin, who made quite a splash by stealing home base in the 1951 World Series. In center field is Willie Mays, the Say-Hay kid. And in right field, a very dependable Don Mueller. As Sal Maglie steps up on the rubber, looks down at the right-handed hitter, and takes his side from Wes Westrum. Al Bollick behind the plate leans down over the shoulder of Wes Westrum to get a look at the first pitch. As Al Smith, choking up on the handle of the bat, steps in about 3/4 deep at the plate. Maglie over his head. Down comes the pitch of fastball, which is inside and tight off the letters for ball one. So the 1954 World Series, ladies and gentlemen, is on the fire. Wes Westrum down in the crouch again to pump the sign, and Smith stands there and waits. He's batting at .281 on the regular season. Sal Maglie in no hurry, and you can't blame him. Goes over his head, pumps, kicks, and throws a curve. Smith runs up, ducks the bunt, takes the pitch low outside, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The count on the very first hitter up here for Cleveland, bidding to win their 3rd straight World Series. They've won 2, as Jimmy Dudley told you. They have lost none. While the Giants have appeared in 13, and they have won 4 World Series and have lost 9. Maglie delivers a high fastball into the chin. That's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. The count here on the Cleveland leadoff man, Al Smith, the left fielder. He'll be backed up by the American League batting champion, Bobby Avila. Time is called for the moment while Wes Westrum walks that ball partway back to the mound to Sal Maglie. And the barber from Niagara Falls, New York, turns his back on Al Smith, looks to the scoreboard in center field, and then turns around and places the foot up on the rubber, leans forward to take his time. Wes Westrum again to pop the mid at the target. Now here's the motion. Up over his head goes Maglie, delivers that crooked arm curve, and hits Al Smith right in the middle of the back. So we have the first hit batsman. And Cleveland has their first runner in the 1954 World Series. So coming up to the plate now, batting at .341 on the regular season, Bobby Avila, the Texan Pride of Veracruz, Mexico. Bobby Avila, who has done just about everything for these amazing Cleveland Indians this year. Standing deep at the plate, about three-quarters deep, crowds up on it somewhat, hits him right-handed, and holds that bat way down to the knob, despite the fact he's not a very big guy. He's a fine hit-and-run man, particularly when he's on the bases. They'll play hit-and-run. Al Smith leads off at first, Lockman on the inside corner. Maggie good as a curve, and Avila jumps back from a fast one, fired in at the waist. That's ball one on Bobby Avila. Sal Magley makes the motion. He doesn't want to throw that ball anymore, and a new one has gotten out of the pocket of plate umpire Al Barth. As Jimmy told you, the umpires here this afternoon, Al Barlick of the National League working behind the plate. And we have, at first, Charlie Berry, Jocko Conlon of the National League at second, Johnny Stevens at third, both Berry and Stevens of the American League. Warnicke and Knapp are on the foul lines. Ron Warnicke down the left field line, he's at the National League, and the right field line we have Larry Knapp. Down the bullpen, we have a left-hander warming up now for the New York Giants, Ron Little, just in case Sal Magley should be having a little trouble with his control. But there's one thing we can tell you, Magley usually starts shakily like this and settles down. The pitch to the plate now to Avila is the fastball over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now. The count on Bobby Avila, hitting number 2 in the Cleveland order. He'll be followed by Larry Doby. Doby, who has posted quite a year with the Cleveland Indians. He's been their RBI leader, their home run leader. He's played a lot of fine defensive center field. But right now we're centering our attentions on Bobby Avila at the plate. The pitch to him is a curveball swung on by Avila, and dumped out into right center field. It's in there for the base hit. There goes Smith down to second base. He's going to hold on. No, he's not. He's going to keep on going as Mueller bobbles the ball. Fires in quickly to third base. Well, we'll get the official ruling on that for you in a moment. It may be a hit and an error. We'll know in a moment as Ed McCauley, Barney Krummenko, and Harry Jones are discussing. It'll be a single to right center field for Bobby Avila, and an error will be charged to John Mueller, the on-charging right fielder who tried to field that ball and get it in quickly. And the error, of course, allowing Al Smith to move around to third base. So there is the first error of the 1954 World Series, charged to right fielder Don Mueller. So we have runners at first and third now for the Cleveland Indians. Nobody out, top of the first inning, and Larry Doby, who on the regular season batted .272, is coming up. He's a left-hand hitter, crowds in on the plate, holds that bat way down to the knob, and bats from a crouch. Infield playing double play depth as the pitch is made to the plate. Doby takes the fastball outside and high, just about at shoulder level for ball one. Sal Magley in trouble, grabs that rosin bag and slams it down on the ground, turns around, shakes his head. You can just sort of feel how Sal at this particular time might feel. Runners at first and third. His back is up against the wall, and he's in the World Series of 1954. And he knows the chips are down, and they're big, and they're blue. The outfield playing just about straight away for Doby, slightly shaded around the right, particularly Don Mueller playing a deep right center. Down comes the pitch, a fastball. Doby outfield hits a high pop up off the third base line. Hank Thompson over near the stands. Can he get it? I believe so. He's under it and does make the catch for the first out in the runner's hole. So Larry Doby fouls up and out. Now 1 out here in the top half of the first inning as Al Rosen comes up to the plate. Here's a guy who's always dangerous. Al Rosen's the kind of guy that will give you all the competition in the world. Al Rosen, batting at a flat .300 for the season, has driven in 102 Cleveland runs in the regular American League race, and has hit 24 home runs. And he played a greater portion of the season with a bad hand and bad finger. Al Rosen, coming up to the plate right now, hitting in the number 4 position. Boy born in Spartanburg, South Carolina, now makes his home in Cleveland, Ohio. Chokes up someone on the handle. The bat stands deep with an overly close stance. Al Smith leading down off third. Bobby Avila off first. Second is open. Double play depth on the Giant infield. The pitch is made. Swung on. There's a high pop-up. This one coming down to Whitey Lockman at first base. He's under it. Waiting for it. He's got it. So Rosen pops up and out to first baseman Whitey Lockman. And now it's going to take more than that sacrifice fly to get the runner in from third base. The break is 0-0 tie. The Cleveland Indians started off right away by threatening. Al Smith was hit by the pitch. Then went down to second base on Bobby Avila's dunk single in the right center field, and the overcharge by right fielder Don Mueller. He tried to field that ball before he really had it. Tried to fire it over to third base to make sure that Al Smith didn't get there, but in his excitement and in his hurry, he dropped the ball, and an error was charged against him. So here's Vic Wirtz up at the plate now, batting at .256. He's been a powerhouse guy, hits left-handed. Sal tries the fastball on him and misses with a shoulder high outside for ball one. Outfield stand around the right, playing deep, the right side of the infield deep, particularly Davy Williams in the hole between first and second. He's back on the rim of the outfield grass. Lockman holding the runner Avila at first. The pitch is made. Wood swings. There's a long drive in the right field. Don Mueller has to hurry. He's gone back. He can't get it. It's up against the wall in right center field. In comes Smith to score. Bobby Adair's right behind him. There goes Vic Works. He's going to try for three. The relay by Williams is not in time. As the slide by Victor Works gets him into third with a triple. Victor Works, the triple off the right center field wall, deep back by the Giants bullpen. And there is the second hit to be given up by Sal Magley here, and runs 1 and 2. And the Cleveland Indians are leading here in the top half of the first inning by the score of 2-0. Dave Philly coming up now. He's a switch hitter. Dave Philly batting number 6 in the Cleveland order. From Garrett's Bluff, Texas. Now lives in Paris, Texas. Here's a guy that's meant an awful lot to the Cleveland Indians this year by his play out in right field. Magley throws him the curveball, and it's high outside for ball 1. Victor Works, who was well over to the Cleveland Indians after the start of the season. He came to the Baltimore Orioles, who seemed to rejuvenate Vic Works and give him new life. And the York, Pennsylvania boy has just paid off here in the World Series with a triple to score 2 runs for Cleveland. Magley delivers a curveball to the plate. Philly slides in, doesn't offer, takes it high, and that's ball 2. Two to nothing favor Cleveland here in the top half of the first inning. 2 down, 1 on. Sal Magley in trouble. Delivers a big curveball. One swings on, throws a high fly ball to deep right field. Going over to his right, getting under now is Don Mueller. Back to the cinder track. He makes it for the third and final out here in the first half of inning number 1. So for the Cleveland Indians, they cash in with a pair of runs here in the top half of the first inning. 2 runs on 2 base hits. There was 1 error charged to the Giants, and there was 1 Cleveland runner left on. So the score at the end of the top half of the first inning is Cleveland 2 and the New York Giants nothing. Well, here it is, fans, the 1954 World Series. And to help you get the most out of every critical play in these history-making games, Gillette offers the World Series record book. This handy new 112-page book gives you the scores of every past World Series game, the record of every player, diagrams of all big league parts, basic rules, scoring instructions, a dictionary of baseball slang, and a wealth of other important baseball facts. So for baseball savvy, and to get more fun out of these series games, have a copy of Gillette's World Series book. Here's all you do. Just treat yourself to an easy-shaving Gillette Super Speed razor set, including blue blade dispenser and travel case, at the regular price, $1. The record book is attached, and it's free. Right back at the business at hand here at the Polo Grounds in New York City as we move into the last half of the first inning of the first game of the 1954 World Series. The leadoff man for the New York Giants will be Whitey Lockman, their spectacular first baseman. He'll be followed by Alvin Dark, a great competitor at shortstop and captain and field leader of the ball club. Then will come Don Mueller in right field. If anyone else is needed in the inning, the National League batting champion, say hey Willie Mays, the center fielder, will be up there swinging lumber. Bob Lemon, from Long Beach, California, who appeared in 36 games this year for the American League champions, with an earned run average, as Jimmy Dudley told you, of 2.69, is coming out there to do the pitching now for Cleveland. His battery mate, the very dependable Jim Hegan behind the plate. At first base, Victor Works, who has turned this ball game upside down so far. With his triple, it scored 2 runs for Cleveland in the top of the first. Bobby Adair will be at second. At shortstop, George Strickland. And at third base is Al Rosen. In the outfield, we have Smith. In left, Roby in center. And we'll get the right field in a moment. As Whitey Lockman comes up there, bunks the first pitch past the man. Bobby Adair comes in, picks up, shovels over to Victor Works in time. And that's all for Whitey Lockman, who tries to bunt his way on in the top half, the last half of this inning. See down there in front of the dugout, Leo DeRoche is walking back and forth. He's talking to his boys. Well, he's played a lot of these World Series games. And would you like to know how he made out? Well, the facts are in the Gillette World Series record book. Leo himself says that Gillette book sure gives you baseball savvy, and it's free with the purchase of a one-piece Gillette razor at the regular price. Alvin Dark coming up there now. 1 out. Nobody on here in the last half of the first inning. Alvin Dark hitting right-handed. Batted .293 in the regular season. Bob Lemon, 23-game winner for the Indians, delivers a curveball that misses inside and tight for ball 1. The right fielder this afternoon for the Cleveland Indians, and I don't believe we got to him defensively, is Dave Philly. So we've set everyone for you now defensively. As Bob Lemon, chewing gum out there a mile a minute, delivers a fastball that's low and outside to a right-hand hitter. Alvin Stark counts quickly now is 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, last half of the first. The Giants behind as Cleveland has scored twice in their top half of the first inning. to lead 2-0. So as the boys would trade, we'd say they lost no time in getting to it. Lemon ready, delivers 2-0. His fast curve snaps off low and outside, and Bob will carry a lot of that sinker stuff. He throws you pretty good sliders, and his fastball will hop if it's working good. Freddie Fitzsimmons, coaching at first for the Giants. At third is Herman Frank. There's the fastball, laid through but low. That's ball 4, and Alvin Dock, the 293 hitter, has walked here in the last half of the first inning. So there's the first base on balls, given up by Bob Lemon. He walked only 93 during the entire year. Don Mueller finished very high in the National League batting race for the Crown. He hit 342 behind his teammate, Willie Mays, who led the National League with 345. Don Mueller hitting left-handed. He's not a long ball hitter, but does a lot of punching. He chokes up well on the handle, feet wide spread apart, but stands deep at the plate. Infield on the left side up, expecting the bunch of pitches made to the plate. Low and inside, right down across the shins. That's ball 1. The outfield playing fanned around the right and not too deep. Bobby Avila in the hall at second base is playing deep, but not back as far as the rim of the outfield grass. Victor Welch, the Cleveland first baseman, holds Alvin Dock at first base. Alvin has a slight lead. Playing a shallow third is Rosen. He's up almost on the rim of the infield grass, expecting that Don Mueller might be trying to drop one down the third base line, thereby get on. But Mueller right now represents the tying run at the plate for the New York Giants. 2-0 Cleveland. Lemon is ready. Delivers. There's the fastball. Swung on. Hit out into right field. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Bouncing up against the wall. Philly plays it. Mueller holds at first base. The throw comes in. Alvin Dock legs to third. So Bob Lemon, who gave up 228 hits in the regular American League Series, has given up his first World Series base blow, and it puts them in trouble as the Giants, with one down now, have the tying runs on. Runners at first and third. Back in the World Series of 1948, Bob Lemon had an earned run average of 1.65. Here is Willie Mays. Here's the guy that a lot of the people here this afternoon have come to see. Willie Mays batting at 345, the National League batting champion, a right-hand hitter, feet wide spread apart. Lemon tries to curve, and Mays is after it and pops it up out into very short center field. Going back toward the shortstop Strickland, he's under it and makes the catch behind center, behind second and center, and the runners hold on. So Mays pops out on his first attempt here this afternoon to the shortstop, George Strickland. Hank Thompson has been a surprise for the New York Giants, playing defensively at third base. He used to be a switch hitter, now exclusively a left-hand batter. Hank Thompson batting at 2.63 on the regular season. He's hampered somewhat this year by injuries, but was able to be in the lineup when Leo DeRocher needed him most. A short battery conference between Jim Higgin and pitcher Bob Lemon has broken up now, and Jim Higgin comes stomping back behind the plate. We're in the last half of the first inning of the 1954 World Series. The Cleveland Indians are leading 2-0 over the New York Giants, with the Giants having the tying runs on. At third, Alvin Dock, and at first is Don Mueller. Second is open. Al Rosen playing a shallow third base just off the line and just off the third base bag, holding Alvin Dock as close as possible. Lemon delivers to this left-hand hitter. Thompson takes high, and that's ball 1. The outfield is fanned around the right and playing deep because Thompson will hit that long ball for you, particularly here at the Polo Grounds. He has hit 26 home runs in the course of the regular season. Lemon leaning forward, takes his sign, goes to the top of the step, comes down, hesitates, deals off the curve, is low and under the knees on the inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last half of inning number 1. A goodly crowd has come out here to see this one. All the experts have said this points to be one of the great World Series of our time. And, well, we can believe it. When you look down the records of the 2 ball clubs, they seem to be pretty evenly matched. And they're certainly no strangers to each other, as they have played plenty of exhibition games in spring training coming over for the regular season prior to its start. Lemon ready now, delivers to Thompson. He takes a hit in his swing, holds back, and takes the pitch outside for ball 3. Lemon will throw a left-hand batter, a lot of that sliding stuff, and a lot of that sink ball. The count is 3-0 on Thompson. Runners at first and third. Second is open. There are 2 down. The score Cleveland 2 and the Giants nothing at this particular point. A fastball to Thompson is pulled through one of the letters for the first called strike. 3-1. The count on third baseman Henry Thompson. Thompson levels that bat off as he stands deep in the plate, 60 feet wide, spread apart. Coming ready, rolls back to look at the fastball. Turn a miss for a strike. Well, Thompson was after that one. That runs his count to 3-2. Here's a boy who first saw the light of day in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Now makes his home in New York City. First came up for an opportunity in the majors with the St. Louis Browns, who were then in the American League. Now with that, in comes the pitch. Thompson swings on, sends a slow roller back to first base. Up with his victory work, steps on first, and the inning is over. So that's all here in the last half of the first inning for the Giants. They threatened to get no farther than that. No runs. There was one base hit. 2 men on, and there were no Cleveland errors. So at the end of the first inning, still remains, as we have told you, Cleveland leading by the 2 runs. And Al Rosen, playing down there at third base, certainly has been a bulwark on this ball club for the Cleveland Indians. His fighting spirit has meant an awful lot. And Al Rosen wound up the season, as I told you a moment ago, with an even 300 batting average, despite the injuries he too had. He's a mighty solid ball player, everybody. One of the best-looking guys you see anywhere, and one of the nicest. You can take it for real when he says, from time to time, I've tried a lot of razors, so I'm talking from experience when I say the one-piece Gillette is the only razor that comes through on the 2 most important times. The shades look good, and they feel good. Now, that's from Al Rosen. Now, don't you think you the one-piece Gillette razor? It's the second inning here at the Polo Grounds in New York City. The Cleveland Indians leading 2-0. And coming up now is the pet and pride of New Orleans, Louisiana, George Strickland, a very fine fielding shortstop. A little like with the Wood, he's batting at 213 on the regular season, but George was out for about 6 weeks with a broken jaw. Of course, that could have raised his batting average had he played during that time, or it could have lowered it. It all depends on the face of baseball. The George Strickland, tall, slender right-hand hitter, has certainly patched up that infield for Cleveland this year. Sal Magny makes the first pitch to him and fires a fastball outside and high for ball 1. George Strickland has given him 37 runs over the period of the regular season and hit 6 home runs in a rather curtailed season for himself in having been out with that broken jaw. A curveball to Strickland is taken, and it's over to me for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleveland, having scored 2 runs in the top half of the first inning, are leading in the ball game by that margin. 2-0 over the Giants. Magny delivers again. There's a crooked-on curveball. Strickland trying to bunt it, fouls it back to the screen. So his count moves to 1 ball 2 strikes. It's the last third of the Cleveland batting order here in the top half of the second inning. Strickland will be followed by Higgin, and then by that good hitting pitcher, Bob Lemon. Lopez is pacing back and forth from the steps of the dugout. The old boy, city boy, just like a kid blind down there. Sal Magny, settling down to his pass now to pitch to Strickland, fires away 1 and 2. The curveball, swing and a miss for strike 3. So there's the first strikeout of the 1954 World Series. It's kept up by Sal Magny. Back in the 1948 World Series, Jim Higgins hit 211. Now, you can find that record of Jim Higgins in the Gillette World Series record book. Well, that's a handy book to have around. You'll get a lot of kick out of it, I know. And Jim Higgins on the regular season this year hit 234, so he's standing in right now. Sal Magny ready to go. He's gotten 1 man here in the top half of the second inning, struck him out. Delivers a curve to Higgins, thrown outside. 1 ball, no strike. Of course, as far as strikeouts are concerned, by the various pitches in World Series play, you too can find that in the Gillette World Series record book. Got a lot of facts and figures and information. Magny's fastball swung on by Higgins and popped up right back of the mound, coming in fast forward to third baseman Thompson. Under the step into the sun and then makes the catch. So that's all for Higgins. We have 2 outs now in the top of the second inning. Bob Lemon coming up to the plate. Bob Lemon moving in. Bob has been left-handed. Despite the fact he's a right-hand pitcher, he's been used on many occasions at Cleveland as a pinch batter. Magny tries his curve on him and misses with it high and outside for ball 1. Red Crest down behind first base, coaching there for the Cleveland Indians, hooping and hauling. Wants Bob to get on. Down comes the pitch to him. There's that curveball by Magny low. Ball 2. Hank Johnson playing shallow at third. Right side of the infield playing very deep as J.D. Williams is wanted back on the grass in right field. Now he comes up to play on the rim of the outfield grass. Lockman playing back just about as deep. Pulled close to the line. Pitch to Lemon. A short curve. A tantalizing curve over for a ball step. 2 balls, 1 strike on Bob Lemon. The wear of number 21, standing at the plate right now. Sal Magley. Right foot forward, leads forward from the mound, takes his time from Weston. Pumps, hits and throws. Another curveball that's been swung on by Lemon and beaten down into the ground foul. 2 balls, 3 strikes on Bob Lemon. 2 down, nobody on, top of the second inning. The Cleveland Indians out in front, 2-0. Casey tuned in with the slate. They scored their 2 runs in the top half of the first inning when after Smith was hit by a pitch ball and the dealer singled him around to second. A bobble in the outfield allowed Smith to keep on going and move to third. Vickworth tripled into right center to drive in the pair. Now the pitch to the plate to Lemon's a fastball that misses outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Bob Lemon. Bob turns around, says something to Weston. They're both game. Al Barlick, the National League, is the plate umpire here in this one. He's leaning down over the shoulder of Weston to take a look at the next pitch. In it comes, high and outside for ball 4. So there's the first base on balls given up by Magley. He walked 70 over the course of the regular season. Bob Lemon, the guy who wanted to get, he lost by the walk. And now the leadoffer, Smith, comes up to the plate. 82 was pushed in the middle of the bat by a pitched ball in the first inning. Sort of set Magley out to a wobbly start. But old number 35 down there usually warms his pass, and he's been doing it so far. Dixon here in the second inning struck out. Higgin popped out to the third baseman, Hank Thompson. Lemon is now on at first base, having been walked. And here is Smith, the third hitter, coming in. This guy's going to throw that ball from the outfield, too, this Smith. Magley tries his curve and misses with it low and just outside. 1 ball, no strike. Top of the second inning. First game of the 1954 World Series from the Polo Grounds in New York City. We'll be back right here again tomorrow for the playing of the second inning. Magley stepping for the sign, looks over at first base, watches Lemon take his lead. Now he's ready. Delivers a plate of curve and just takes a nice one through there to waste for strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams has pulled a couple of steps over closer to second. He's playing rather deep behind second. The outfield playing just about straight away to Smith. He can hit the long ball for you. He's pounded 11 home runs over the season. Magley settles down, delivers to him. An overhand curve that misses just outside and low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Six umpires, 6 men in blue, watching the progress of this ball game. Every one of them a fine umpire. We've seen them work many times over the course of the year. Magley ready, fires the pitch, swung on. There's a bounding ball, hits foul up the third base line. Gets right over near the crowd, right past the third base coach, Tony Piccinello. He's a fine ball player in his day, too, that Piccinello. A fine guy, too. He and Fred Kress, the 2 fellows that really helped him. Fred Kress is the Cleveland coach at first base. This is no Friends ballpark. Fred Kress, he was here with the Giants, I remember, in 1945 as a coach. Now they 2-2 delivered by Magley. Down comes that pitch. Fastball swung on and hits foul right back to the screen. That's going up on top of the first section. And it's loaded here this afternoon. They've got more people covering this ball game this afternoon than you can take a stick at. Also, we're very happy to know that the ball game is going around the world. All over the world. Almost every available radio station is hooked in this afternoon to the Gillette Cavalcade Sports broadcast. Now Magley's ready. Here's the 2-2 delivery. An overhand curve is going outside. Missed for ball 3. One of the big factors in carrying this ball game around the world, of course, has been the Armed Forces radio stations. And they're hooked on with us again today. I think there's going to be some activity down in the giant bullpen. This is where Don Liddy is going to get up again and start to throw. Don Liddy, the left-hander. Now the 3-2 pitch to the plate. In it right, pull and miss the strike 3. They got him on a low curveball, just about the lead. Well, that's the second strikeout here. As far as Magley is concerned, and here in the second inning, no runs, when they pitched to Cleveland. Lemon is walked, he's left at first. There were no errors. So, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. And at the end of 1.5 innings of play, the score is Cleveland 2, the New York Giants, nothing.
The stars, we've got you, we've got you. We drive a supersonic plane. They've got to pass his test.
I've tested through the method too. Gillette tops all the rest. I've got a day the man I'm worth. So I reach for my Gillette. Enjoy it this refreshing day. For a good life, I'm all set. Look sharp, this is very best. To sharp, all the years from race, just be sharp. And we take the rock in the perfect breaking Remember, friends, right now you'll get the fat-filled Gillette World Series record book free when you buy a Gillette Super Speed razor set at the regular price, $1. Here in the last half of the second inning for the New York Giants as they come to bat, we'll have Monty Irvin, followed by Davy Williams, and then by West Weston the catcher. Monty Irvin batting at 262. In 1951, Monty Irvin hit 458. He was at bat 24 times, had 11 base hits in that 51 World Series. He was quite a star in that World Series, and a fractured ankle has certainly caused him considerable amount of trouble. The first pitch then is over for strike. Bob Lemon, Washington, is batting at 262. Next pitch swung on, hit off the end of the bat foul, rolling back into the Giant dugout. So, quickly now, this right-hand hitter has the count of strike two. No ball, 2 strikes on Monty Irvin, to be followed by Davy Williams. And we'll have Weston. Bob Lemon with a 2-1 lead to go on. Takes the sign from Jim Higgins. Outfield playing just about straight away. Outfield has this thing very deep. Good curve is high up above the peak of the cap and gets away from Higgins. Bounces all the way back to the stage. That's nobody on base to stop it back. So that'll go as ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Higgins leading in the first game of the World Series. 3-0. Having scored twice in the top of the first. Lemon monkeying around with the peak of the cap. Now stands to take his time from Higgins. Ball's really good out of pitches now, and he's ready. Monty Irvin is just bat away from his left shoulder. Here comes the pitch. Irvin swings on it and sends a bounding ball off the third baseline foul. He's serving at the stand. Third base umpire, Johnny Stevens of the American League, runs over to his feet and throws to him and Frank to reload on in behind home plate. And, of course, the new ball goes to the mound of Bob Lemon. Now the set. Bob Lemon pumps right. Up over his head he goes. Kicks and throws a fastball. And Irvin leaning into a fastball. Snaps his head back to take his chin high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Monty Irvin. First round up here in the last half of the second inning. Big fellow leans back. As the stretches Buckminster goes in and gets ready. Fires away to a third ball. Swung on and punched foul off to the left of the plate. Looks as though Jim Higgins is going to be able to field this one all right. He does, and he's got it. So Monty Irvin's out of there. We have the first out, a foul out to Jim Higgins, and Williams is coming on. Now, before Williams steps up there, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
WGN Chicago, the Chicago Tribune station.
Now Davy Williams, who on the regular season batted 222. Right-hand hitter takes the fastball poured through by Lemon for a called strike. Just right off the belt buckle on the inside slice. This is the guy the Cleveland Indians had a whale of a lot of trouble getting out in the spring exhibition game. He liked to wear the Cleveland pitching out. Pitch and the swung on there. A bounding ball hit the third. Rosen on one half is up with a throw to first base to Vic Woods in time. And Davy Williams is out number 2. So if they third the first 5-3 ground out, if he's scoring with this afternoon. West Western, a 187 hitter over the course of the regular season, is coming on to face this 23-game winner, Bob Lemon. Bob, as Jim Dudley told you, won 23 ball games and lost 7. Of the 12 shutouts the Cleveland Indians sat from this year, Bob Lemon accounted for 2 of them. Bob out there on the mound right now, ready to pitch to West Western. This Western is a powerful hitter, good set of wrist. The kind of guy that'll give you the long ball. Quite often. He either hits him a country mile or he doesn't hit him at all. And he'll poke the long ball into the stand for you. He's hit 8 home runs this year. Lemon's fastball is low and outside for ball 1 to Western. Herman Frank's putting on the signs down behind third. He's relaying from the bench from Leo DeRocher. Weston checks with him, and steps back in as Lemon comes down with the next pitch, a curveball, and there's an unintentional foul back as Weston tried to check his swing, but the ball hit the bat and went back anyway. So that'll run his count to 1-1. In the 1951 World Series, Wes Westrum hit .235. Now we're ready for the next pitch on Wes. 1-1 delivery is a fastball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bob Lemon, going to pitching here this afternoon for Cleveland, has gotten past 2 men here in the second inning. Bases are empty. Delivers, Weston swings, goes one shot, hit right past third, down into the corner. Wes Weston is going to first base, takes his turn to the left and inside and holds on. Just coming up nicely with him left field. As he throws back in to the shortstop Pickens. Well, Weston singles here in the second inning with 2 down. That's hit number 2 off Lemon. Here's Sal Magler coming up. Weston hit that ball so hard and so rapidly down the left field line, he kicked off the left field wall. He had no chance to try to make 2 out of it. The ball was in the hands of Smith, and we told you Smith had a very fine arm, and he yielded in particular. Weston had to hold the first. The first pitch to Sal Magler was low curveball, and he starts to go for a tries to catch his swing, but there's too much around on it, so it's called against him. Back on the count on Magler. Magler right-hand hitter, 2 yards spread apart. Lemon set, delivers, and it's way up above the peak of the cap, the ball 1. Lemon almost had that ball get away from him. He doesn't want to use it anymore and tosses it back to Higgins. Now Barley takes a look at it and so then passes it here like he's a it. Well, the ball was fired to the mound to Lemon. He wanders around out there, pounds it around in the palms of his hands. Weston, the baseman, is to the ground, trying to first base. Here in the last half of the second inning, 2 down, and it's 4-2 in favor of Cleveland. Sal Magler up at the plate with the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. The number 9 hitting is John Porter. Now Lemon is ready to pitch there. Down it comes. Magler takes, low and outside. That's ball 2. The pitcher waits as he's holding Wes Weston on. Wes isn't very much of a threat to go down the second base in the big hills. He's rather a lumbering guy in a way. But Earl can pick him up and lay him down, surprising he will. Wes is back right back to his fielding deck. Magler backs off the fastball and takes it with the knees and cuts him. It's into his strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Magler. 2 out, 1 on here in the second inning. Then the delivers another hand curve. Come on, a missed pass by 3. And that's all for Sal Magler, and it's all for the Giants here in the second inning. As the Cleveland right-hander, he pitched 110 strikeouts in the season comes up with his piston. So here in the second inning for the Giants. Like that, but no more. No runs. There was 1 base hit. That's the grand touch single in the left half Rosen. There were no errors. 1 man was left on. It certainly cleared enough on now by the Giants. Ever so at the end of fielding to play now is Cleveland 2 and the New York Giants nothing. And we move along into the top half of inning number 3. And Bobby Avila will be the first to the rest of Cleveland. Bobby will follow him, and then will come Rosen. After the mound goes Sal Magler to work Bobby Avila. He's singling to right center field. Little Dunker dropped in there. And Swift galloping along, moves on over the third on the single, and an error drive to the ground outfield. We had only 1 error in the ball game so far. But the sunlight continues to beat down here. Everyone is sitting back and enjoying this one to its fullest extent. While Wes Weston is getting on the field, Lester Rhodes came up there and took the big mitt and warmed up Sal Magler. He's one of the big guys on this ball club. Also another big fella sitting on the bench back there, and he may be in the sports all over. It's a guy named Bill Taylor. He's a big guy. 6'4", a giant in a giant uniform. That's in the World Series record book, too. One section gives you the age, weight, height, and other important facts about every player in the Major League. You get this book free with a new 1-piece collaboration at the regular price. Sal Magler now, ready to take here, Bobby Avila. Number 1. Magler's all set. So he's headed there, quick and clear. Big curveball, it's wide just low and outside. Maggie seems to be throwing that fast curveball of his more than I've seen it all season long. Sal always kids and says he has 3 curves, slow, slower, and slower. Well, he's been snapping them off here this afternoon. Comes in again, there's the fastball, swung on by here. There's a high pop-up in foul territory directly behind the plate. Weston is under it. He's got it. Well, we have out number 1 here to commence the top half of the 3rd inning. Harvey Wheeler fouling out to West Weston. The batter coming up to the plate now is Ray Doby, who with runners at 1st and 3rd and nobody out in the 1st inning, fouled up and out to 3rd baseman Hank Thompson. On deck to go next will be Flip Rosen, Al Rosen. 2-0 ball game in favor of the Cleveland Indians. Larry Doby hitting left-handed. The world number 14 stepping in. Magley whistles the pitch in there to him, and Doby takes it outside. That's ball 1. Doby standing almost straight up and down as he gets ready. Stands just off the plate, crowds up. Thompson playing a shallow 3rd and pulled out a little bit toward 2nd. Magley throws the fastball and misses outside, shoulder high for ball 2. 2-0. The count on Doby with 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. No base runners. Cleveland leading 2-0. Wind continues to blow in from behind left field, directly across the diamond, about behind right now. Magley sets. Delivers 2-0. Doby swings, hits the ground ball to 2nd base. Williams in front of it, unerringly throws to 1st in time, and that's all for Doby. Well, we have 2 up, 2 down quickly here for Cleveland in the top half of the 3rd inning. And now Al Rosen, who popped up in the 1st inning, popped up to Waddy Lockman just off the first baseline. Al Rosen 0 for 1, a right-hand hitter. Rosen standing in, beats the plate, left foot forward to it and over the coast stand. Takes the curveball as he backs off and it's in there good at the knees for a strike. Two down, nobody on, top of the 3rd inning. Sal Magley apparently getting a little stronger as he goes along. Delivers curve, and Rosen swings and dribbles one up the 3rd baseline foul. Rosen's count, strike 2. Tony Cuccinello retrieving that ball and firing it in. Rosen picks it up off the ground, hands it to Al Barlick, and he tosses it out. Magley with a new apple out there on the mound, has it rubbed and ready. Outfield band around the left and playing deep for Rosen. Rosen hit that long one for him. 24 home runs he's poked this year. Swings on a fastball, fast curve, and hits the foul off to the right of the plate. Down holding on him, strike 2. A ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, top of the 3rd, no base running. Magley works. A curve swung on and hit deep to shortstop. Alvin Dark off to his right. Up with it. Hurries to throw to first base in time, and that is all for Rosen. Nice play by Alvin Dark. Well, 3 up and 3 down here in the top half of the 3rd inning, and for the first time, the Cleveland Indians go down in 1-2-3 order with nothing across. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings of play, Cleveland 2, and the New York Giants nothing. Well, I've got a hunch that you fans would like to hear from Dodger softball rookie Carl Spooner, who crashed through with 2 National League records in his first 2 Major League games. He pitched 2 consecutive shutouts and struck out 27 men. He's right here with me now. Carl, how did it feel to mow down 15 of those champion Giants the first time out?
Well, it sure was a big day for me, Al.
And now tell them how you feel about a shaving cream shave with the Gillette Super Speed Razor.
That gives me a great lift, too, Al. A fresh, clean shave does it for me.
Well, thank you very much, Carl Spooner. That's the Gillette Super Speed Razor he uses. A mighty big package of shaving comfort for just $1. The Gillette World Series record book is attached, and it's free. All right, we go into the last half of the 3rd inning here with the leadoff man coming up for the New York Giants, Waddy Lockman. Waddy Lockman stepping in here for his second at-bat of the afternoon. He came up in the 1st inning and tried to bunt his way on, a surprise play, as it was figured to be, and was thrown out by second baseman Bobby Avila, who came in the bare-handed play, fielded and fired the first in time to get him. So it's the last half of the 3rd inning with the Giants trailing here by the score of 2-0. And Jimmy Dudley, we've seen some pretty good baseball so far, haven't we?
You're absolutely right, Al, and it's going to boil down to just what the experts said, a real pitcher's battle all the way in just about every game.
Well, we have a couple of veterans blown out here this afternoon that are well respected in their respective leagues. Well, let's see what happens here in the last half of the 3rd inning. Bob Lemon, 23-game winner for Cleveland, takes the mound to pitch to Waddy Lockman, the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Giants. This time, Whitey takes the pitch, and it's low and outside for ball one. Whitey gave no indication to what he was going to do that time. Outfield stand around the right, playing rather deep for Whitey, particularly Philly in right field. Lemon comes in with an overhand fastball. It's low. It's ball two. Whitey Lockman from Lowell, North Carolina, now lives in Matthews, North Carolina. Lemon sets. California right-hander delivers an overhand fastball. Head right through at the knees for a called strike. 2-1 on Whitey Lockman. Last half the third inning here at the Polo Grounds, New York City. Very ideal day for the Fall Classic. Short sleeve weather. An overhand curve for Lockman. In there, nicely for called strike two. Whitey was going to swing at that one and changed his mind at the last minute. Lemon, who is a master with that curveball and that sinker, also the slider. Billy's been pitching a fine ball game here today, so far. Goes the curve with what he swings on. There is a line shot hit into right field, dropped in for the base hit in front of Philly. And Lockman here in the third leads off with a single to right. And now here comes Alvin Dart. That's hit number 3 off Bob Lemon. Hit number 5 in the game as the Cleveland Indians off Macri, who got off to a shaky start, got a pair in the first inning, a single and a triple. Plus, having had one man hit by the pitch, got them a pair of runs in, worth tripling them in. Now the Giants are trying to battle their way back here in the last half of the third inning. Lemon, with the chips down, leans forward, takes a sign. Alvin Dart, who walked in the first inning, still with his pregame batting percentage of .293. Takes a curve low for ball one. The percentages we're giving you are the percentages over the regular season. Now, back in the 1951 World Series, you'll find in the World Series record book, Alvin Dart hit .292. Bob Lemon is set now. Checks his runner at first. Go to the plate. There's the fastball low. 2 balls, no strikes. The count on Alvin Dart. As tension starts to come out a little higher here, particularly amongst the fans who are anticipating perhaps the Giant rally. We might further state that the Giants go into this World Series as the underdog. Most of the experts just picked Cleveland to win the Classic. Of course, all of that remains to be seen. As long as the guy is up there swinging, he's dangerous. Pitch a swing on by Doc. There's a shot bounding ball foul off the third base line. 2 balls, 1 strike on Alvin Dart. Giants have one man on here in the last half of third. That's Whitey Lockman. He rifled one into right field for a single. He's the base runner. Freddie Fitzsimmons coaching him there. And the umpire watching the play at first base is Charlie Berry. Charlie Berry, former major leaguer himself, football star, an official, coach, and now a very fine umpire. Bob Lemon leans forward, takes the sign from Higgins, checks his runner back over his shoulder. Wheels the pitch into the plate, fastball swung on the Dart and fouled right up over our microphone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Alvin Dart. Cue ball goes in play now as Bob Lemon, standing out at the mound, looks around, checks his outfield. Busily rubbing this ball up so he can work the Dart. One man on for the Giants here in the last of the third. There are no outs. Whitey Lockman led off with a single to right. Richard Wirtz isn't holding him too tight. He's a couple steps back at his fielding depth. Now the pitch. Dart swings on a low curve ball and just does hit the foul. Count holds the 2 balls, 2 strikes now. We'll watch Whitey Lockman. He may be gone. He's always a threat to charge down the base paths. The Giants, you know, in the regular season stole 29 bases. The Cleveland Indians stole 30, so there's a pretty good comparison of how these 2 ball clubs run. Now we're set for the pitch on Alvin Dart. Lockman stole only 1 base during the regular season, credited with 1 steal. Fastball swung on by Dart. There's a high pop-up off the first base line going back near the stands in foul territory. It's into the stands and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the count on Alvin Dart as he comes back, picks up that brown Betsy of his and gets ready to go to work again. So in this ball game, holding right on. A 2-0 favor of Cleveland. They've made it hold up since the first inning, but the Giants here in the third are threatening with Whitey Lockman at first. The Giants have stranded 3 so far in the ball game. Now we're set. Down comes the pitch. Low and outside. Whitey Lockman bluffed going to second base. Jim Higgin looked up to see if he was on the move. But Whitey fooled him. He stayed right at first. 3-2 count now on Alvin Dark. Now let's see what Whitey Lockman's going to be doing. He'll probably be off and moving with the plateward motion of Bob Lemon's right arm. We'll keep a tab on him for you to see if he's going to be galloping. Alvin Dark, pretty good hit and run man up at the plate. He can hit behind that runner pretty well. Lockman takes his lead. 3-2 pitch. Yep, there goes Lockman. The pitch is swung on. And hit back to the middle in the center field for a base hit. Whitey Lockman keeps on galloping. Doby picks up, throws into second. We have runners at first and third. Just got through telling you that Alvin Dark was a pretty good hit and run man, and he comes through. On the 3-2 count. Slams one into center field, and now the Indian infield will probably draw up tight. We'll see. Runners at first and third. The tying runs are on for the Giants here in the last half of this third inning. Nobody out. Rosen comes in to play a shallow third base, just off third, holding Whitey Lockman close. The second base combination of Avila and Strickland go to double play depth. Wertz holds the runner Alvin Dark at first base. Up at the plate is Don Mueller. The pitch to Don is a fastball under the knee. Down in the bullpen for Cleveland, Art Howdeman gets up and starts to throw. Don Mueller, who singled the right field in the first inning, would very much now like to atone for the error he committed in the very first inning, allowing our runner to go from second to third. An overhand curveball swung on by Don, hit down to second base. Avila up with it and goes back to Strickland at second for the out. As a run comes in to score, there's no throw to first. So Don Mueller gets credit for batting in the first run of the ball game. Comes in on the force out of Alvin Dark. The play going from Bobby Avila, the second baseman, to George Strickland at second base. There was no throw on the first. So it's now a 2-1 ball game. Give Don Mueller credit for batting in the run. He wrapped in 70 over the course of the regular season. So the tying run remains on as manager Al Lopez comes out to have a word or two with his pitcher, Bob Lemon. Higgin is going over to talk with him now. With one away, the Giants have a tying run on at first base, and Willie Mays, the National League batting champion, is coming up. Mays, who in the first inning popped up and out to the shortstop, George Strickland. So it could be tightened right down here in the last half of the third inning, or Cleveland could hold the lead they now possess of 1 run. Al Lopez asking instructions from Al Barlick, plate umpire. They're discussing some rule or other. Now Al Lopez, very much satisfied with the explanation of the entire affair, turns and goes off to the Cleveland dugout. Art Holloman continues to throw down in the Cleveland bullpen, strong-armed right-hander. Now Willie Mays coming up to the plate, hitting right-handed. He's 0 for 1 today. Curveball thrown into the dirt on the outside to Willie for ball 1. Don Mueller, who is much faster on the base paths than you think, is leading off at first, and Vic Wertz is holding the inside corner on him. Freddie Fitzsimmons coaching Don Mueller off. Lemon into his position now, checks his runner at first, delivers the plate. Low and outside to Willie Mays for ball 2. Very unfortunately for Don Mueller, in 1951, a broken leg kept him from participating in the World Series. However, he's getting his opportunity in playing in this one. He leads off at first now. The pitch to the plate is made. Mays jumps back from one at the knees inside for ball 3. You never know, as you see the pitcher spin one down from the rubber to home plate, whether it might be the deciding pitch in the ball game. Sometimes when you go back over to retrospect, that happens to be the pitch and you didn't realize it. Curveball is low and outside to Mays for ball 4. So Mays walks. That's the second base on ball surrendered by Lemon. Now the tying run in Mueller has been pushed on down to second. Now the batter is Hank Thompson. Third baseman Hank Thompson ended the inning in the first by rolling wide at first base, and Victor Wertz gobbled it up, reached over, stepped on first, and the inning was over as far as the Giants were concerned. They had a pretty good threat going at the time. So here's Thompson moving in again, hitting left-handed. Stands deep, feet wide, spread apart. George Strickland in to say a word to pitcher Bob Lemon, turns and trots back to his shortstop position. We've got a 2-1 ball game going here now in the last half of the third inning. Giants tying run at second in Don Mueller. Rosen playing a shallow third with his left-hand hitter. And the first pitch comes in. Thompson takes it low inside for ball one. Down in the bullpen, Art Hardeman continues to throw even harder. Get ready just in case Bob Lemon should falter here in what looks at this moment to be a rather important third inning as far as the Giants are concerned. Lemon gets set. Delivers a fastball. Thompson swings and doesn't get it. This Bob Lemon's the kind of guy who isn't afraid to come in with a pitch he believes to be best in the clutch. He's a very fine competitor. This whole Cleveland ball club this year is sort of caught fire. They've been fine competitors over the entire route. Lemon is ready now. Delivers. Thompson takes a let-up curve inside. Oh, let's see. That'll be 2 balls, 1 strike on Hank Thompson. 1 out for the Giants here in the last half of the third. They've scored 1 time, and it's 2-1 in favor of Cleveland. Lemon out there blowing his neck, trying to hold the 1-run advantage his mates have given him. Don Mueller, representing the tying run for the Giants, leads down off second. Willie Mays, who can fly, usually runs off from under his cap, leading off at first. Pitch to Kate Thompson, swung on. There's a bounding ball hit the right field for a base hit. Here comes Don Mueller. The throw is to try to cut Willie Mays off at third. He slide over there, and he's there safely. The ball game's tied up. Bob Lemon gives up hit number 5. A single to right field to Hank Thompson. Hank drives in the second giant run. Willie Mays shooting right out from under his cap, made it to third, beat Philly's throw. And of course the run coming in from second, carried by Don Mueller, scores easily to lock it all up. And here's Monty Irvin with 1 out, runners at first and third, up at the plate. Lemon curves him. Monty takes the pitch outside and low. He started to go for it, checked himself in time to take ball 1. Monty Irvin started the second inning for the Giants by fouling up and out to catcher Jim Higgins. So we've got a brand new ball game right here at the Polo Grounds. Giants threatening to break the tie with Willie Mays on at third base. Pitch to the plate to Monty Irvin. The fastball fired through under the letters, good for strike. Count is 1-1. Bob Lemon in trouble. No one knows it any better than Bob does. Checks his runner at third. Delivers. Monty Irvin swings on a medium-speed fastball and doesn't get it. That's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Monty Irvin. Here's another situation where a sacrifice fly can get in the run, and of course will not be charged with the time at bat to Monty Irvin should that fly ball be forthcoming. So Lemon is bearing down here in the clutch, and it is the clutch as far as he's concerned. Thompson leading away from first. The pitch is swung on. There's a high foul ball hit back to the press section. Rolls down the screen, back down on the playing field. Willie Mays hugging right close there to third base. Herman Franks is keeping him there. He's the third base coach for the Giants. Rosen is playing deep behind third now. Pulled a couple steps off the line. The outfield fanned around the left and deep. George Strickland deep in the hole at shortstop. Bobby Avila pulled over a couple of steps toward second base and holding on to first base, keep the runner close. Victor Wirtz. Willie Mays takes his lead at third and wanders back toward third as Lemon pitches. Swung on and missed. Ball strike 3, and that's all for Monty Irvin. That was the big out for Lemon to be getting. That's his second strikeout here this afternoon. And before the next man comes up to the plate, that'll be Davy Williams. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
WGN Chicago, the Chicago Tribune station, your exclusive World Series station.
Ready to go back to work here now with Bob Lemon. Stepping up to pitch to Davy Williams. Davy, who bounced down to third base, was thrown out the second inning by Flip Rosen. Runners at first and third. The pitch to Williams is over at the knees, nicely for a called strike. Davy Williams, who over the course of the regular season in the National League batted .222. He had quite a time with his batting average. But the kid never complained. Stayed in there day after day and did the best he could. Now Lemon ready. Delivers a curve, and Williams strides in and takes it. high and outside. Count is 1-1 on him now. A couple of guys on the Cleveland roster took their bumps and their aches and pains and said nothing either. Larry Doby played quite a bit of the season with a pulled thigh muscle. Al Rosen did the same. He also had a broken finger. He played in the All-Star game with a broken finger. George Strickland with a broken jaw, but he stayed right with it. Curveball swung on by Williams, bounced past the mound to shortstop. Strickland in, picks up, throws to first in time, and Williams is out to retire the side. So it's a 6-3 ground out, short first. So here in the third inning, the New York Giants come balling right back with a pair of runs. At 3 base hits. 2 runs, 3 base hits. No errors, there were 2 men left on. That means they're stranded 5 and going to bat 3 times. So the score at the end of the third inning of play now is the visiting Cleveland Indians 2, the homestanding New York Giants 2.
Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp and listen, mister. How are you fit for play? Do you have plenty? How are you fit for play? You better check. Please make sure you have enough of the worn-out blade makes shaving mighty tough. How are you fit for play? Better look to let the blade we need.
Victor Wirtz here at the Polo Grounds is going to be the first man up for the Cleveland Indians to start the fourth inning in a brand new ball game, all tied at 2-2. It was the bat of Victor Wirtz back in the first inning when he wrapped his triple off the right center field wall to score a pair of runs. It was Victor Wirtz who put the Cleveland Indians out in front. And now the wearer of number 23, a left-hand hitter, is coming up to the plate for his second at-bat. He has 1 hit for 1 try. Sal Mackley has been placed back on an even footing with Bob Lemon as these 2 veteran right-handers go at each other here this afternoon in the first game of the 51st World Series. Victor Wirtz moving in. Overly closed stance, wears a shin guard on his right leg to protect it. He used to foul so many foul balls down off that shin that he devised the protection. Mackley's first pitch to him is just a little outside for ball 1. Wirtz to be followed by Philly and then by shortstop George Strickland, who will belong in the top of the fourth inning. Mackley ready, delivers that crooked-arm curveball and gets it in there for a strike. That gets quite a kick. I know as Jimmy Dudley does, out of the motion of Sal Mackley. He sort of keeps that elbow crooked. It gives you the idea that he's throwing with a crooked arm. An overhand curve this time swung on by Wirtz, comes out in left field, it's in there for the base hit. Victor Wirtz goes down to first and holds on as Monty Irvin comes up with the ball and fires it into Alvin Dock at second. So Wirtz opens the fourth, hitting an outside pitch and dumping it into left field. See, that's only the third hit to have been given up now by Sal Mackley. We've had 8 hits in the ball game all told. So the potential tie-breaking run for Cleveland is on as Wirtz opens here in the fourth with a single. That brings on Dave Philly, who tied the side in the first with a fly ball to right field. He's hitting left-handed against Mackley. Swings on the first pitch and dribbles one back to the mound. Mackley's off. His only play will go back to Lockman. And Philly is out with Dave Wirtz, or rather with Vic Wirtz, moving on the play over to second base. So he represents the tie-breaking run now at second. He's in scoring position. That wasn't a bunt by Philly. He was swinging away. Mackley to Lockman for the put out. We have 1 out, and George Strickland, who struck out in the second inning, giving Sal Mackley his first strikeout of the game, moving in. Philly is stepping off at second base now. Thompson playing a shallow third to Strickland. As the pitch is made, fired across the knees by Mackley for strike 1 call. George Strickland, tall and slender. New Orleans, Louisiana. Strickland, feet wide, spread apart. Mackley over his head, checks his runner over his right shoulder, delivers the plate, pass curve, swung on. There's a bounding ball hit down the dark. He's up with it, throws across the diamond in time, and George Strickland is out. Wirtz, of course, on the play, holding right on at second as it was being made right in front of him. Alvin Dark's had a couple of tough chances, going deep in the hole over to his right. He's made the play. George Strickland has had 2 hard plays, and bounding balls hit right at his feet. He's come up with them nicely. So, all in all, we've had some pretty sparkling plays on the infield here so far. In some cases, they have been routine plays, but the boys have made them look good. Here's Jim Hegan, who came up in the second inning and was out number 2 in that inning by popping up and out to third baseman Hank Thompson just off to the left of pitcher's mound. Jim Hegan moving in. batting number 8 in the order. He's from Lynn, Massachusetts, where he was born. Now lives out in Lakewood, Ohio. Takes first pitch and it crosses him. Forward in there at the knees for a strike. 2 down, 1 on. Rick works open with a single dumped into left field. Moved down to second on the infield ground out by Dave Philly, and he's still there. Still 2-2 ball game. We're in the top of the 4th inning at the Polo Ground. The third ball is taken and thrown through by catcher Weston, trying to get the runner, but not in time. The ball scooting away from Williams, goes on out into short center field. So Victor Wirtz decides he better hold right on at second. There'll be no error on the play. Weston was just trying to pick a man off at second base. He thought Wirtz had a pretty good lead. So the count is 1-1 now on Jim Hegan. There's Wirtz taking his lead again at second. Jim Hegan standing at the plate with a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Sal Magley shakes off the sign offered by Weston. Shakes it off again. Once more he shakes it off. Now he's ready. Well, he and Weston have gotten together, and Jim Hegan decides they're taking too much time and steps away from the plate. Count on Jim Hegan, the Cleveland catcher, is 1 ball, 1 strike. The second time up, and he's 0-for-1. Down comes the pitch. Curveball swung on to Hegan and popped out. There's Alvin Dark at shortstop, waiting for it to come down. He's got it. That's all for Cleveland here in the 4th inning. They opened with a single to left hit by Vic Wirtz. He got down to second, but that's as far as he could get. No runs, 1 hit for Cleveland, their third of the ball game. There were no errors by the Giants, and 1 man left on. Cleveland is now stranded 3 and going to bat in 4 innings. So the score at the end of 3.5 innings of play now remains Cleveland 2, the New York Giants 2. Well, men, when you've just plain had it, you know it's really something what a quick bracing shaving cream shave with a modern Gillette Super Speed Razor can do for you. Or maybe it won't take the place of a good night's sleep, but it sure gives you a fast shift into high. Do you want easy, good-looking shaves? You want to start out your day or step out at night really refreshed? Well, then get yourself a Gillette Super Speed. It's made all in one piece. It changes blades and rinses clean in a jiffy. The most convenient razor ever. $1 buys it complete with Blue Blade dispenser and styrene travel case. What's more, right now, you'll get the new 112-page Gillette World Series record book with it free. While they last, that is, and they're going fast. Now to the last half of inning number 4 here in the first game of the 54 World Series. Still all tied up at 2-2. Wouldn't want a better kickoff game than the one we're having here this afternoon. A couple of veteran right-handers going against each other. Bob Lemon for the Cleveland Indians, a 23-7 record for the year, and Sal Magley, a 14-6 record. Both pitchers having pitched shutouts over the course of the regular season. Both of them in their respective leagues called Mr. Tough when the chips are down, and they proved it here this afternoon. The first man up for the Giants, the number 8 hitter in the order, Wes Westrom. He sent a line shot single down the third base line between Al Rosen and third base out in the left field corner when he came up back in the second inning. Lemon throws him the overhand fastball, and Westrom after pops it into foul territory off to the right of the plate. I don't think anybody's going to get to that. Oop, that's back into the stands out of play. Victor Wirtz and Jim Hegan both giving it a big rundown. So the last half of the 4th inning, as Westrom still standing at the plate with a count of strike 1. For the Giants, 2 runs on 5 hits. They've committed an error right up to now. And for the Cleveland Indians, 2 runs on 3 hits off Magley. They have not committed an error. Lemon gets set, looks at Westrom. Feeding the 0-1 pitch, a curveball. Swung on and hit past those, not into third base. Up past third base in the left field, and Westrom once again has singled to left. Well, there's hit number 6 off Lemon. Westrom has picked up 1/3 of them. He's had 2. Westrom leads off for the Giants in the 4th with a single to left field. Al Rosen dived at that ball, but he couldn't come up with it. Right past his glove and out into left. In about an hour, Sal Magley. Sal struck out the second inning, one of the 2 strikeouts affected by Lemon. Westrom leads at first. The pitch is made to the plate, expecting the bunt. The infield charges in. There's the attempted bunt. It's missed for a strike. So we'll be watching Westrom. He's got to play it safely, too, at first base. Magley's got to get a hold of that ball, or there could be plenty of trouble. Infield pulled in, expecting the bunt again. Lemon delivers. Magley squares off to bunt the ball and then takes the pitch outside, and that's ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count on Sal Magley. He's been sent up to the plate, apparently to get that runner down to second. Freddie Fitzsimmons coaching down there. He's talking Western off at first. In comes the pitch. And there's the curve outside as Magley bluffs the bunt and takes the pitch again. 2 balls, 1 strike. A little tense situation right now. 2-2 ball game between Cleveland and New York. The Indians have the Tommy Hawks out. The Giants apparently wearing their hard hats. That on fastball is bunted down the first base line to trickles foul. So that's strike 2 on Sal Magley, and the big danger of the bunt goes by the boards now. As to bunt foul on the third one is a strikeout. Still, you never know about Leo DeRocher. He's very unpredictable. He's liable to order Magley to go ahead and bunt at this one. We'll have to watch that play before we make sure. Let's see what West Western's going to be doing. Right now, taking no lead at first. Wirtz on the inside corner holding him. Rosen is still expecting the bunt is playing a shallow third. Rest of the infield, that is the second base combination, to move back, hoping, of course, for a chance to get a twin killing. There is the attempted bunt, missed completely, and strike 3. So DeRocher kept it on. Magley is out. That for Lemon is his third strikeout. And the attempted bunt was missed completely. So Western is still at first. We have 1 out here in the last half of the 4th inning on the New York Giants, and Whitey Lockman coming up for his 3rd at-bat of the day. He's 1 for 2. Tried to bunt one past the mound in the first inning. Was successful in that, but Bobby Avila coming in fast, scooped up and threw to first, and that was all for Whitey Lockman. Whitey singled right in the 3rd inning to lead the inning off, and later came around to score on a hit back through the middle and a force out. Lockman batting left-handed. Started off today, that is his regular season, hit .251. Takes fastball, fired by Lemon under the knees, 4-1. Outfield playing fan around the right to Whitey. The old man playing deep in the outfield is Dave Philly, the right fielder. He's playing straightaway right, playing deep. Victor Wirtz partway back to his fielding depth with his left-hand hitter up there. Western leads at first. Lemon pitches, Lockman swings and beats it into the ground foul. Last half of inning number 4, the first game of the 54 series. All tied up at 2-2. Giants with 1 out have a potential tie-breaking run on at first in West Western, who opened with his second straight single hit to left field. Lockman standing in, straight up and down, almost like a chocolate soldier. Now leans over the plate slightly. Lemon to the top of the stretch. Checks his runner at first. Delivers the plate a curve. Whitey Lockman swings. There's a bounding ball hit to Vic Wirtz. He picks it up, looks at second. No chance to get the runner at second. Steps on first for the out on Whitey Lockman. So there's the second out, and Western has moved down to take station at second in scoring position. Coming up to the plate now, hitting right-handed is Alvin Dark. Alvin hit behind, rather not behind, but hit into center field, right up the backbone of the diamond. And Whitey Lockman was on at first base. In the 3rd inning, moved Whitey all the way around the 3rd. Alvin Dark standing in. Lemon checks his runner, delivers the plate, medium speed curveball. It whistles along outside for ball 1. Doc looks around at Herman Franks to take the sign. Lemon leaning forward in that characteristic pose of his, left hand on his left knee, all hidden behind his back. Now he's ready. Delivers a curve. Dark swings, hits the ball wide of third. Rosen's out, picks up, hurries his throw to first base. Not in time. Dark beats it out. Western takes third. And the Giants have runners at first and third. Very nice stop by third baseman Al Rosen to keep that ball from going into left field. But he couldn't recover himself in time, and it goes as a base hit. So Alvin Dark gets his second base hit. He is 2 for 2 officially. So Western is down at third. Alvin Dark is at first. 2 outs. Hit number 7 off Lemon. Check me on that, Jim. Is that hit number 7? That's right, isn't it? Hit number 7, Al. Coming up to the plate now is Don Mueller, who has 1 of the 7 base hits. Got that back in the 1st inning. Has a golden opportunity here to put the Giants out in front. As with 2 down, they have runners at first and third. Second is open. Lemon delivers. Mueller swings. There's a bounding ball to Victor Wirtz, who down on one knee, picks it up, reaches over in 2 steps, plants his foot on first base, and that is all for Mueller. So that's all for the Giants here in the 4th inning. No runs. They had 2 base hits, stranded 2. There were no errors. So let's see. There'll be 2, 4, 6, 7 men the Giants have left on here and going to bat 4 times. And the score at the end of the 4th inning remains the New York Giants 2 and the visiting Cleveland Indians 2. Well, October is a month when good sportsmanship is evident all around us, not only in our World Series and our football games, but also in the community chess drive that comes at this time of the year. This is your opportunity, friends, to be a good sport by helping those in need. Many, many deserving families in every typical community are helped directly by Red Feather agencies each year. And in the long run, all of us are helped because these agencies do so much to make our community a safer, health-better place to live in. When the drive comes in your neighborhood, won't you please give generously to your community chess? Ready for the 5th inning now. It'll be Bob Lemon to be the first man up. Bob will be followed by the top of the batting order and Al Smith. And then will come Bobby Avila. We still have a 2-2 ball game cooking along here at the Polo Grounds. And the fans are really getting a kick out of this one. Sincerely hope that around the world, you folks are enjoying the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports broadcast also. Now here in the 5th inning, Bob Lemon, who walked back in the 2nd, coming up for his first official at-bat, hitting left-handed. Magley tries his first pitch, gets it in there low for ball 1. Magley locked in this pitching duel with Bob Lemon, to whom he is pitching right now. Starts his motion, delivers 1-0. The fastball is under the knees for ball 2 to Lemon. The outfield for Lemon is fanned around to right, playing him deep. The way of hitting home runs, Lemon can do that too. Magley up over his head, kicks and throws. The curveball, fast curve, is off the inside corner, right on the inside corner, just off the belt. Strike 1. 2-1, the count on Bob Lemon. It's Cleveland's leadoff man here in the 5th inning, the 2-2 ball game. Magley fires away at that plate, 2-1. Curveball is over for a strike 2 call. Magley back to visit the rosin bag, snaps it away. Grinds that ball around the palms of his hands, slips his glove back on. Lemon waits for him very patiently, standing about 3/4 deep, straight away. The 2-2 pitch by Magley. An overhand curveball swung on by Lemon and beaten foul into the ground. Count holds, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Field ball in play as it's walked partially back to the mound. Magley will go back and finish scuffing it up as much as the law allows. He'll be getting ready. 2-2 count here on Bob Lemon, top half of the 5th inning, first man up for Cleveland. Here's the pitch. 2-2, fastball swung on and hit the straightaway center field. There goes Mays, back, still going back under it, missed the catch. There's no basket catch that time for Willie. He had to reach up over his head to make the catch on that one. Lemon lining out to center field to Willie Mays. So we have 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. That brings on Al Smith. He's coming up for his 3rd time this afternoon. These New York Giants, you know, have played in quite a few World Series. Today's game makes the 77th Series game the Giants have played in, so they've played more World Series games than any other National League team in modern baseball. It's all in the Gillette World Series record book, a real shot collection of baseball dope. Sure hope you're going to get your copy now. Al Smith taking the first pitch for ball 1. Stands there, pumps that back nervously as Sal Magley comes down with the next pitch. So it's a curve in off the hips for ball 2. 1 out here for the Indians in the top of the 5th inning. No base runners. The score still rides at 2 apiece. Cleveland scored in the top of the 1st inning on a pair of runs. And in case you tuned in a little late, Smith, the leadoff man, was hit with a pitch. He was singled down to second base, and when a bobble came in the outfield, but Don Mueller, he kept on going to 3rd. Then after Derby fouled out and Rosen popped out, Wirtz tripled him home off the right center field wall. There's a pitch to the plate now. Under the knees to Smith. His count is 3-0. Then the Giants came back in the 3rd inning. Lockman led off with a single. And on the 3-2 count, Alvin Dark hit back through the middle to put Lockman at 3rd. Mueller got 1 run in when he forced Whitey Lockman at 2nd from Avila to Strickland. Then after Mays had walked, Thompson singled to right field to drive in another run, and Mueller scored. There's a curveball over for a strike. Fast curveball, just a little wrinkle, and the count is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Al Smith, the leadoff man, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. So a 2-2 ball game is still moving along. Sal Magley takes his sign from Western. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Third in there for a strike. So Sal didn't go to the fastball. He flipped the curve. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes on left fielder Al Smith of Cleveland. He's 0 for 1. Struck out in second. Swings on this pitch and sends a slow dribbler down the third baseline. It's Sal Magley off the mound of the field. Close first, not in time. That'll probably go as a base hit for Al Smith. We'll wait for the official scorers to give us the official verdict on that one. The scorers here this afternoon are Ed McCauley of the Cleveland News, Barney Klimenko of the New York Journal-American, and Harry Jones of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. And apparently it's going to go as a base hit. Go as a base hit. Because Smith, very fleet of foot, had it beaten out all the way. So that'll be hit number 4 off Magley. Bobby Avila. Bobby hitting right-handed. He has 1 for 2. Dumped a single to right center field back in the first inning. Figured very much in the uprising that got the Cleveland Indians a pair of runs. And Avila came along in the second inning, or rather the third inning, and fouled up to the catcher. Next curveball, that's flipped over for a strike. Magley pulling a string on that one, getting in there just about waist high. The runner at first base is Al Smith. Magley checks his runner at first, looks down at Avila, comes in with the curveball, and Avila takes it outside to throw the first, trying to get Al Smith. Is not in time. So Western apparently had called for the pitch out. Down in the bullpen for the Giants, the veteran right-hander, Marv Grissom, and the left-hander, Don Little, are both warming up and getting ready in case Sal Magley should have any difficulty here in the fifth. Sal may have pulled the bat back when he went after that slow-bounding ball hit off to the left of the mound, to his right. Good ball to Avila, swung on. There's a high fly ball deep in the left field. Monty Irvin is under it. It's going to be a routine chance for Monty. He's got it. And Smith has to come hurrying back first. So Avila flies deep to left field to Monty Irvin for out number 2. And the batter coming up now will be Larry Doby, the left-hand hitting center fielder, who led the ball club in home runs with 32 this year, and also runs batted in department with 126. 2-2 the score here between Cleveland and the Giants. We're in the top of the fifth inning. The possible tie-breaking run for Cleveland is on at first base. There are 2 down, and Magley is about to pitch now to left-hand batting Larry Doby. Larry Doby, originally from Camden, South Carolina, now lives over here in Patterson, New Jersey, not very far from the Polo Grounds. First pitch to him is a fast curve outside for ball 1. Doby's been quite a competitor since having come up with the Indians. The overhand curve to him is high off the face. That's ball 2. Larry Doby, very fleet of foot. A fellow that can give that ball an awful long ride if he gets good solid wood on it. Al Smith, the runner at first base for Cleveland, has Whitey Lockman standing behind him as he takes his lead. Magley ready, pitches. Swung on. There's a little looping fly ball hit out into right field. It's going to drop in there for the base hit. Smith is on his way, moves on into third base as Mueller's throw comes into Alvin Dark at second. So Doby loops one into right field. Al Smith running on the blow with a pair down. Moves into third, and that's the 5th hit given up by Magley. And Western goes out to have a talk with him. So the Cleveland Indians are cooking up a little brew here that might be kind of bitter for the Giants to take. All depends on what Sal Magley's able to come up with here in the top of the 5th inning. He's going to pitch to Al Rosen. Al popped up to first base to Whitey Lockman back in the first inning, and then retired to side in the third by hitting a ground ball sharply to shortstop to Alvin Dark. Now with runners first and third, second open and 2 down, Rosen comes up again. All game tied at 2 apiece. Magley with his work very definitely cut out for him is set. Checks his runners at both stations. An overhand curveball is thrown to Rosen, swung on and popped up into right field. Don Mueller comes over for a routine chance in right. Under it, makes the catch to retire the side. Well, the Cleveland trip passes for the boards here in the top half of the 5th inning. No runs, there were 2 base hits for Cleveland. They're in a total of 5. There were no errors for the Giants, and Cleveland left the pair on to run the total there of 5. So the score at the end of 4 1/2 innings of play now. It is Cleveland 2, the New York Giants 2. Men, it's a safe bet that you'll feel like you've got out on the right side of the bed if you take a brisk shaving cream shave with the new Gillette Super Speed Razor. It's a wonderful lift in the clean, refreshing Gillette shave. A free copy of Gillette's World Series record book. This book is packed with series dope, so get your copy while they last. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a terrific kick for me to be able to do the first 4 1/2 innings of the first game of the 1954 World Series. And I know you're down to hear a guy that Cleveland's been listening to for quite some time, and Cleveland's been liking for quite some time because he's a likable guy. Cleveland's fine broadcaster, Mr. Jimmy Dudley. I had the opportunity of working the All-Star game with Jim, and I have the opportunity, just as you have now, of leaning back and listen. Jim, come on, fella.
Thank you very much, Al. And now it's play ball in the last half of the 5th inning with the score tied 2-2. Willie Mays, the Giants center fielder, steps into the batter's box, a right-hand batter, and Bob Lemon is ready to work to him. Mays, in the first inning, popped out and walked his second trip to the plate in the 3rd. Here's the wind-up. The first pitch, Mays swings the ground ball to Rosen at 3rd. Big hop taken. Here's the throw to first, and Mays is out. Mays grounding out. Rosen to Wertz. 5-3, in case you're scoring along with us. Bob Lemon, one of the most feared pitchers in the American League. A boy who keeps that ball low all the time. The umpires will tell you that he is one of the roughest in the business to call, in view of the fact that most of his stuff is from the waist right down to the knee. Hank Thompson, left-hand batter, steps in. Takes a strike with a fastball, nicking the inside corner knee-high. Thompson in the first inning grounded out, the first baseman unassisted, but singled into right field in the 3rd. The wind-up. The next pitch is outside. The count even up. Ball 1 and strike 1. The score tied, Cleveland 2, New York 2. The Indians broke on top, scoring 2 runs in the first inning. The Giants coming back to tie it up in the last of the 3rd. Outfielders playing Thompson to pull, deep and well around to right. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. He was out in front with it. Strike 2. Ball 1 and strike 2 the count. Lemon has given up a total of 7 hits. Magley, 5. The entire World Series between these two ball clubs promises to be just the same way. Nip and tuck all the way. Either team capable of coming up with an attack at any spot in the batting order. The 1-2 pitch. Ball 2 outside. A fastball broke away. Ball 2 and strike 2 the count on the batter. Thompson stands very deep in the batter's box. Bobby Avila back to the edge of the outfield grass, midway between first and second. Here's the wind-up and the 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Thompson goes down swinging. 2 away. And the batter, number 20, Monty Irvin. Up twice, he is 0 for 2. Fouled out his first trip in the second inning and struck out in the 3rd. That, by the way, was a big out for Lemon. And that a fly ball would have given them the run to put them ahead. They play him straight away. First pitch is too low. Ball 1 the count. Al Smith deep in left field and straight away. Here's the windup. The next pitch is a strike called with a curve hitting the outside corner. The strikeout on Thompson, by the way, was the 4th of the game for Bob Lemon. He has walked 2 men. The score is tied 2-2. You're in the last half of the 5th inning with 2 out and nobody on the bases. The wind-up, and the pitch is inside, too close to the batter. The count moves to ball 2 and strike 1. Herman Franks coaching at third base for the Giants. Freddie Fitzsimmons, one of the game's great stars of the past, at first base. Roby deep in straightaway in center field. The outfielders have a lot of room to roam in center, right center, and left center. The 2-1 pitch is swung on. There's a drive going deep and high out into left center. Roby moves back a step or 2. Waiting as he slaps the glove, he makes the catch, and the side is retired. Irvin giving the crowd a thrill with a long fly ball into deep center. 3 up and 3 down for the Giants. No runs, no hits. And at the end of 5, the score is Cleveland 2, New York 2. Leo DeRocha of the New York Giants, certainly one of the game's great leaders. You know what he says about leadership?
Leo says if you want to be a leader, you've got to look the part. And you can't look the part without a fresh, good-looking shave. For my money, there's only one way to get a good-looking shave every time up. And that's with shaving cream and a modern Gillette razor. Well, at the halfway mark, into 5 innings, the ground crew now are grooming the infield. While they're so doing it, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
WGN, your exclusive World Series station, Chicago.
Back at the Polo Grounds in New York City, the scene of the playing of the first game of the 1954 World Series. Going into the first half of the 6th inning, it will be Vic Wertz leading off for Cleveland. The 5 inning totals on the ball game: Cleveland 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Giants 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Westram's throw to second. Davy Williams over to Doc, to Thompson, and back to the pitcher on the mound. The veteran Sal Magley drawing that all-important assignment of hailing the first game. Facing him now is Vic Wertz in the batter's box. He has 2 for 2. A triple in the first inning to drive in 2 runs. A single in the 4th to lead off. He was left stranded. First pitch, he swings and wraps a line drive into right field. Another base hit. Coming over fast for it is Don Mueller. The throw is to first base. It's over the first baseman's head, and it gets away from the catcher. First base is to second. He makes the turn there and holds up. Westram chases for the ball back to the stands. Mueller's throw surprised everybody. Whitey Laughlin, the first baseman, leaped for it. He had no chance to get it, and it's an error charged to Don Mueller on the throw. A single to Wertz into right field, and a throwing error charged to Don Mueller, his second error of the ball game. It was a rough break on him, and you sort of hate to see a ball player charged with an error when he's thinking, and that's just what Don Mueller was doing. Realizing that Wertz is a slow man, he figured him to overrun, and thought he might have a chance to get him back at first base. But it was a bad throw, and he is charged with an error. So Wertz is on second with nobody out in the first half of the 6th inning, and stepping into the batter's box is Dave Philly. Philly, a switch hitter, batting left. Takes ball 1 outside. Philly came to the Indians last winter after batting better than 300 with the Philadelphia Athletics. He's done a fine job. He's one of the better defensive ball players in baseball today. Had a lot of rough luck in the hitting department. Here's the stretch by Magley. Quick looks to the runner back at second. The pitch is ball 2, high and outside. Still no count on the batter. Philly has been up twice. He fired to right field in the first inning. Rounded out, pitcher to first in the 4th inning. But you never know where it's going to come from. These 2 teams are tough from the top to the bottom in the batting order. Wertz has a good lead off second with nobody out. He'll play it safe. The outfielders are pulled around toward right for Philly. The 2-0 pitch. He swings and fouls it back to the screen. The count is 2-1. Ball 2 and strike 1. Warming up in the Giant bullpen, a left-hander, Don Little, and right-hander, Marv Grissom. Ready for action in case manager Leo DeRocher should need them. Ed Kress, the Indians' first base coach, shouting down to Philly, get hold of that ball. The 2-1 pitch on its way. He swings and grounds one off the pitcher's glove. Magley scrambles, picks it up, can't make a play at third, throws to first, and Philly is out. Wertz moving to third base. Good recovery on the part of Sal Magley. He knocked that ball down with his glove, scrambled for it, and got Philly a fast man at first. Alvin Dock, the Giant captain and shortstop, in talking to Magley, and now Westram goes out to make sure that he is all right. 1 away in the first half of the 6th inning. So Philly has grounded out twice. Now to the pitcher. The batter is George Strickland, shortstop. Struck out in the 2nd inning and grounded out to the shortstop in the 4th. One away, a man on first. Left side of the infield is pulled in a bit. Now the right side in, about halfway. First pitch to Strickland. He swings and fouls it out to the right, coming back into the stands out of play. Strike 1. Strickland was injured the first week in July at Yankee Stadium in a game against New York. Marlon Stewart, New York Yankee pitcher, hit him at third base trying for force play. The ball deflected off the third baseman's glove and broke his jaw. He was out about a month. Here's the windup. Next pitch is too high. Ball one and strike one the count on George Strickland. Infield in, they'll try to cut this run off at the plate. Magley, of course, hoping to make Strickland hit the ball into the dirt. One out. The score is tied, 2-2. Wirtz leading away from third. The next pitch, a swing and a foul tip. Getting past the catcher and coming back to the screen. It is now ball one and strike two. Magley, while winning 14 ball games, losing only 6 during the regular season, proved to be DeRoche's stop pitcher. That pitcher for the big, all-important game. Thus, he drew the assignment for this first game of the World Series. Antonelli, of course, was the big winner for the Giants. In action now, the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a fly ball hit into short left center. Alvin Dock is going back for it. He's under now and makes the catch. Wirtz holding up at third base. No chance to score, and there are 2 gone. Dock, another fine clutch ball player, going back to take charge of that fly ball in short left center. It would have been trouble for Mays or Monty Irvin. So Wirtz is on third. There are 2 gone, and now it takes a base hit. No longer will the sacrifice fly apply. And it is left to Jim Hegan, the Indians' catcher. Up twice. In the second inning, he popped out. In the fourth, he popped out. Right-hand batter. First pitch to him is ball one, too low. Magley, being very cautious. He's a pitcher who would waste his fastball and then make you go for the curve. Ball on the count. Into the windup. The next pitch is swung on a ground ball down the third baseline. Knocked down by the third baseman. Up with it, the throw to first in time. A beautiful recovery. A fine recovery on the part of Hank Thompson. That ball was right over the bag. He knocked it down, scrambled for it in foul territory, and got his man with a fine, accurate throw. And Hegan is very fast. So the Indians get no runs. They had 1 hit. There was 1 giant error, and 1 man was left on the bases. So we go into the last half of the 6th inning with a score. Cleveland 2, New York 2. I wonder how many of you baseball fans know why third base is called the hot corner, or how the bullpen got its name. Well, you'll find the answers in the new Gillette World Series record book. But, friends, that's only a patch on the raft of other facts and figures in this handy reference book. Its 112 pages are crammed with the scores of every past World Series game, records of every player, diagrams of all big league parks, basic rules, scoring instructions, a dictionary of baseball slang, and a wealth of other inside baseball facts. To get your copy free before tomorrow's game, ask for the new Gillette Super Speed Razor Set, $1. The record book attached is worth plenty, but costs you nothing extra. Well, the Indians had something started there, but failed to carry through as Sal Magley buckled down and closed the door on Vic Wirtz, who led off with a single and moved up on an error. Moved to third as Philly grounded out, but failed to score as Strickland and Hegan went down. Now the Giants come up, ready for action in the last half of the 6th inning with the score tied. 2-2. Davey Williams, second baseman for the Giants, steps in. Right-hand batter. Lemon hitching up the trousers. Little habit that he's had all of his baseball career. Okay's the sign from Hegan. Outfielders are straight away. The pitch to Williams is ball one, too low. Ball one the count. Here's the windup. Lemon's next pitch is swung on a ground ball to the shortstop. Big hop taken by Strickland. The throw to first, and Williams is out. Williams grounding out. Strickland to Wertz. The playing field is in excellent condition. The grounds crew has done a marvelous job of keeping this field ready for the World Series. And it's seen a lot of action, don't forget, throughout the regular season. One away, nobody on. West Westrom is the batter. The Giant catcher has 2 for 2. First pitch to him. He swings and wraps a line drive in the center field. Dobie coming over hard is under it and makes the catch. 2 away. Westrom lining to Dobie in center. And Larry Dobie really put that one away out there in center field, just as they tell you to do it in the Gillette World Series record book. A special section gives inside tips on winning play and lots of other dope. That's great meat for all you baseball folks, from beginning little leaguers to grizzled fans. A World Series record book is yours absolutely free. Remember, it comes attached to the new Gillette one-piece razor at the regular price. A good hand for Sal Magley as he steps in. 2 out and nobody on. He takes a strike over the outside corner. Made with the bunt motion, but let the pitch go by. Magley has struck out twice. Lemon's next pitch. Swung on and ground ball hit to the right side of the infield. Wertz is over. Up with it, throws to Lemon covering, and Magley is out. The Giants going down again in order. Magley out. First baseman, the pitcher. And for New York in the 6th, no runs, no hits, nothing across. And at the end of 6, the score, Cleveland 2, New York 2. Say, hey, that's Willie Mays, the Giant wonder boy, as he sparks the Giants. Leo DeRocha says Willie is the greatest player he's ever seen. The last day of the season, he clinched the hitting crown, but he hit just 182 in his 6 previous World Series games. That's the kind of worthwhile dope you get in the Gillette World Series record book. Fans, it makes baseball much more enjoyable in season and out. Better get your free copy right away. Well, these 2 pitchers have really settled down to their business. Magley gave up 2 runs in the first inning, but since then has hung the horse collar on the Indians. Lemon was tagged for 2 runs in the 3rd to tie up the score. Here in the Mutual broadcast booth today, we're mighty proud of this little fact. This is the 5,000th baseball broadcast by the Armed Forces Radio Service to the men and women stationed overseas. It's estimated that our listening audience during the series is about 110 million people. Big Al, that's a lot of people.
Man, I'd tell you frankly, I'd like to have the hot dog concession for that many people.
You're not kidding. All right, it's play ball in the first half of the 7th inning. Lemon leads off. He swings on the first pitch and pops it up right by second base. Alvin Dark, shortstop, is under it. He has it for the first out. Lemon popped it out. Dark is certainly one of the great players in this series. He has played previously in 12 World Series games. The Indians remember him, of course, in the 1948 World Series as a member of the Boston Braves. And they've seen a lot of him in spring training. Here's Al Smith, the leadoff batter, number 32. Swings on the first pitch. It's a ground ball to the third baseman. Thompson taps it nicely. The throw to first, and Smith is out. Smith, one of the surprises of the 1954 season for the Indians, came to spring training more or less for the ride. But they got a look at him, he got a break, and he remained in the lineup. Has been a great help to Al Lopez and his tribe this year. There are 2 out, and the batter is Bobby Avila. He has 1 out of 3, a single in the first inning. Right-hand batter takes ball 1 high and inside. Little Mexican pepper pot from Veracruz. Pride and joy of the folks down in Mexico. And by the way, he now is an owner of a ball club. He owns the Mexico City Reds. Next pitch to him is outside and low, a curveball breaking sharply. Ball 2, no strikes. Two and nothing on the batter. With 2 out and nobody on. The outfield playing Avila straight away. He hits to all fields. Here's the windup. The next pitch is swung on, and a line drive to Thompson at third. He's out. Avila line to Hank Thompson at third base. And the fans are really getting a big thrill out of this as the 2 pitchers really knuckle down. For the Indians in the seventh, no runs, no hits, nothing across, and we go into the last half of the seventh inning. The score is Cleveland 2, New York 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gillette presents the sharpest edges ever honed.
To look sharp every time you shave, to feel sharp and be on the ball, just be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades for the quickest, slickest shave of all. Gillette Blue Blades are made to fit your razor to a T. Their double edges last and last for real economy. To look sharp every time you shave, to feel sharp and be on the ball, just be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades for the quickest, quickest shave of all.
Gillette Blue Blades and handy dispensers are 20 for 98, 10 for 49. The seventh inning. Last half coming up. You got the Polo Ground, New York, the home of the Giants, champion National League. The lucky seventh inning. A tradition in baseball all these many great years. Leading off for the Giants, Whitey Lockman. They have the top of the batting order. Lockman has 1 out of 3. Single in the third inning and scored the first Giant. Scored at 2-2. Lemon ready for work. Rocks into the windup. The first pitch is a strike call. The ball dropped down very quickly. The fella at one time played the outfield, tried the infield, the pitching. Became one of the greats. Pitch is swung on. Now tipped into the dirt. His feet by Lockman. The count is 2. 0-2 on the Lockman, recognized as one of the team's fine competitors. 2-ball crowd started out the 1954 season in training in Arizona. Traveled back from Arizona to their respective cities and leagues, and now meet again here in the fall. Lemon okays the sign with the count strike 2 on the batter. Pitch is swung on a hard smash to Avila on the top, taken by the second baseman. The throw to first, and Lockman is out. Lockman out, Avila to 4-3. Lemon has retired 8 men in a row, and Magley has retired 6 in a row. In the last half of the seventh inning of the score tied. Alvin Dock steps in. Lemon's pitch turn is ball 1. High and inside. Giants wear the special made headgear on their bat. Mindful of the old steel helmet. The pitch is swung on a curve. Pops it up. To the third base side of the field, Rosen moving quickly in front of the Indian dugout, and he has it. Almost misjudged it as he was looking up into the sun. Fouled out to out. I noted that Rosen is not traveling under full speed. That leg is still bothering him quite a bit. Has a pull muscle, thigh muscle. It's difficult for him to move quickly and very fast. So there are 2, nobody on, and John Mueller stepping in. He has 1 out of 3 and has scored a run. Left-hand batter, he takes a strike, a fastball to the inside corner, tie. Talking to Indian pitchers, while they have all the respect in the world for Willie Mays, they fear this boy, Mueller. Next pitch is swung on and hit foul down the baseline, outside the bag. Foul, strike 2. It was a ground hugger and a ripper that almost stayed in there fair. Got to go over that bat, remember. Can hit it, be over any part. Umpire Charlie Berry on the first base called it. He's strike 2. American League umpire on the first base side. And out in right field is Larry Nat. Here's the wind-up. The next pitch is swung, and the line drive is into left field, but hit short and third. A base hit. Mueller makes the turn at first. Smith throw back to the infield. Holds him there, Helfer. And it brings up Willie Mays. That little incident right there will give you some idea of why the Indian pitchers and others have such great respect for Don Mueller. With 2 strikes on him, he whipped one to the opposite field. Willie Mays, looking for his first World Series hit, stepped in. He's 0 for 2 officially. He walked in the 3rd inning. Right-hand batter. A dynamic ball player. First pitch to an outside, a curveball, breaking down and away. Mays, the batting champion of the National League. One of the most publicized young ball players in the history of the game. Number 24. Al Smith is deep in straightaway in left. Doby deep in straightaway in center. Don Mueller on first with 2 out. Last half of the 7th, the score is tied. Clemens' pitch is swung on and fouled back to the stands, out of play. Count is even up. Ball 1 and strike 1. Yes, sir, there's always plenty of excitement at the old ball yard. And this one is no exception. The first game of the 1954 World Series. The Indians versus the Giants. Ball 1 and strike 1 the count. Lemon checks for his sign. Gloved hand down on his knee. Up with the stretch now. Quick looks to run at first. The pitch is ball 2, outside and low. 2-1 the count. Indian pitchers, of course, remember Willie Mays from spring training, but he is an entirely different Willie Mays now. No longer does he go for that bad ball. 2-1 the count. There's the pitch. Swung on and the ground ball is hit to the shortstop. Strickland up with it. Throws to Avila covering second. Mueller is forced. Beside is retired. Strickland to Avila, forcing Mueller for the 3rd out. And in the 7th inning for the Giants, no runs. 1 hit, their first hit since the 4th inning, by the way. 1 man left. And at the end of 7 innings, the score, Cleveland 2, New York 2. A moment ago, we were talking about Alvin Dark. Well, the last time he was up, just in this inning, they got him out. A pop foul to Al Rosen. The first time that the Indians have gotten Dark out today. Yes, Mr. Dark came into this series with 12 games under his belt and a hefty batting average of .292. I notice in the Gillette World Series record book that this tops even the mighty Roger Hornsby's average. Got your book yet? It's attached to the Gillette one-piece razor set, for which you pay only the regular price. The book is free. Now we head into the first half of the 8th inning. The score tied, Cleveland 2, New York 2. Larry Doby will be leading off for the Indians. Here is the official attendance at today's ball game. 52,751. 52,751. A fine crowd to get the World Series off. And as the experts have said, this promises to be one of the greatest World Series of all time in attendance and returns, of course, financially for the players in the league. All right, Doby steps in. Magley's first pitch to him. He swings and grounds it foul down the first base line, out of play. Doby has 1 out of 3. A single his last time up. Single into right field in the 5th inning. He was one of the top hitters in the 1948 World Series, the Indians versus the Boston Braves. And, of course, was the RBI champion of the American League this year. Home run champion, too. There is ball 1, high and outside. A fastball got away from Magley, took off. Bringing a few oohs and ahs from the crowd. 1-1 the count. Doby touched over the plate. The next pitch, he drops to the ground to avoid being hit. Ball 2, high and inside. Another fastball. Doby really takes a toehold in the batter's box. And as the boys on the field, on the bench, will say, he hounds the plate. looks mean up there as the pitcher looks toward him. The 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 high and outside. Dobie was ready to swing away on that 2-1. It takes ball 3 instead. 3-1 the count now. Outfielders pull deep and well around to the right. Right side of the infield, deep. Lockman at first. Davy Williams at second. On deck is Al Rosen. The 3-1 pitch. Dobie swings and he misses. Strike 2, and the string is out. Full count of 3-2 on the batter. Magley has given up 6 hits. Score is tied. Cleveland 2, New York 2. 3-2, and Magley checks with the catcher, Western. Works into the windup. And here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, inside and low. Dobie works in for a walk. That is the second base on balls given up by Magley. He has 2 strikeouts, and again we have action down in the Giant bullpen. Don Little, the left-hander, who has really been getting a workout during this game, and Marv Grissom, right-hander. As Al Rosen steps into the batter's box. Grissom and Little getting ready down in the bullpen in case they're needed. Grissom was a great help to the Giants this year, winning 10 while losing only 7. All right, Rosen steps in, a right-hand batter. The first pitch to him is ball 1 inside and low. Dobie on first, leading off for the base on balls. Tie score, 2-2. First half of the 8th inning. Magley turns and throws to first, but Dobie is back. Magley, on that particular throw, walks toward the rubber, turns quickly, and fires to the first baseman. Dobie leads up. Here's the stretch. The pitch is swung on a ground ball, knocked down by a drive. The shortstop picks it up. Second, too late. All hands are safe, and Rosen is at first base, but again he was moving with a decided limp. And it is a base hit. An infield hit for Al Rosen as he hit one just to the right of shortstop Dodd. He knocked it down with his bare hand, tried for Dobie at second, but was too late. And Rosen gets his first hit of the day. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and the batter is Vic Wertz. Now Lockman moves in from his position at first base, and Thompson is in close to the edge of the infield grass. Time is called, however. Westrom goes out to talk to Magley, and now Freddie Fitzsimmons, first base coach, starts out of the Giant dugout, gets a call from Leo DeRocha, the manager, turns and looks back to him. Umpire Larry Knapp waved in to see if they wanted one of the boys warming up. Don Little, left-hander, is ready, and so is Marv Grissom, big right-hander. Jocko Conlon, second base umpire, moves in, and Fitzsimmons indicates that he wants the left-hander, Don Little, to come on. Little has won 9 and lost 4 this year. So that is going to be all for Sal Magley. Magley has given up 8 hits. You know, there's never been a no-hit performance by any pitcher in a World Series game. That's just one of the many interesting facts covered in Gillette's wonderful new World Series record book. And remember, you get it free with a one-piece Gillette razor for the regular price. Nobody out here in the first half of the 8th inning with a new pitcher coming on. So let's take a look at Magley's record. He has worked in 7 innings of the game. He has given up 2 runs, is leaving 2 men on. Should they score, they'll be charged to him. Gave up a total of 8 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Let's change that. Magley has given up just 7 hits. Thank you, Al. 7 hits. And the new pitcher down Little. Magley making the long walk from the mound. through center field and to the clubhouse. A pitcher going out of the game here at the Polo Grounds has just about the longest walk into the dressing room of any baseball. So Little is taking his warm-up, and while we're waiting, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
And this is WGN, your exclusive World Series station, Chicago.
Now back at the Polo Grounds in New York, the new Giant pitcher Don Little out on the mound. Al Lopez, the Indian manager, came out to talk to Al Rosen. The runner at first, Rosen was limping very badly when he went down the line, but evidently he is going to stay in. I know that he wants to. Don Little stand is ready to work. A boy who hits from Mount Carmel, Illinois. 5'10", 165 pounds. Little appeared in 28 games during the regular season at an earned run average of 3.07. Left-hand pitcher now against left-hand batter Vic Wirtz. Runners on first and second, nobody out. The first pitch by Little is ball one, high and inside a fastball. Slender bill, but he has a whale of a good fastball. Rosen on first, 3 on second. Nobody out in the first of the 8th. Score tied 2-2. Next pitch is a strike with a curve, hitting the outside corner, breaking away. Vic Wirtz, the Indian first baseman up there now, has a perfect day this far. 3 hits and 2 to the plate, a triple and 2 singles. Drove in the Indians 2 runs back in the first inning. Little is ready. The pitch. A bunt try. It's popped into the air, but nobody can get to it. Hank Thompson, the third baseman, tried. So did Little, the pitcher. But neither could reach it. And it is ball 1 and strike 2. Well, that's a light for Wirtz. An attempted bunt. He popped it foul down the third base line. Ball 1. Ball 1 and strike 2. Batter on deck is Dave Philly. Doby drew a walk for the count 3-2. Took ball 1. Rosen singled to the shortstop. For force play on Doby. And Rosen is given credit for the field hit. Nobody out. Little now for a sign. Up for the strip. A look back to the runner at second. Pitch is swung on, and there's a drive going deep out into the center. Hayes is racing back, still going. And he makes a beautiful catch over his head. And Doby tags up at second, is moving to third. A beautiful, beautiful catch by Willie Mays. Gentlemen, for those of us who have not seen too much of amazing Willie Mays, we know now why they talked to him so very much. That was one of the most spectacular catches we have ever seen. That one was hit to the wall in right center. Well over 400 feet away from home plate. And Mays was racing with his back turned to the fence and pulled it down over his shoulder. We're getting a pinch hitter for here in the 8th inning. It is Hank Majeski. Majeski batting for Philly. And here comes Freddie Fitzsimmons out of the Giant dugout. There's a possibility of a new pitcher. Marv Grissom has been warming up and is ready to the meeting. Yes, that is what it is going to be. A new pitcher, Marv Grissom, is being called into the game. Hank Majeski has a batting average of 281 for the regular season. However, that average doesn't tell the entire story. The veteran has really been a tremendous asset to Al Lopez and his tribe this year. He has moved in to play third, last, second, and has been a great help at the plate. Many of his hits driving in runs that have won ball games for the Indians. And now, right-hander coming into the game, we're going to get a switch in pinch hitters. Mitchell is coming out of the Indian dugout, swinging a couple of bats. And it is going to be Dale Mitchell batting for Hank Majeski. And the fans are getting a big thrill out of this battle of strategy between Al Lopez, manager of the Indians, and Leo DeRocha, the manager of the New York Giants. But this is World Series, and championship strategy as well as championship play is so very important. Lopez now comes out of the dugout to his pinch hitter Dale Mitchell, who is up to the left of the plate. Freddie Fitzsimmons is talking to Bob Grissom. And it goes down Little, making his exit from the pitching 1/3 of an inning. Pitch to one man, Vic Wirtz, and Wirtz flies to Willie Mays, deep in center field. Grissom is 110 and lost 7. And if any Giant fan will tell you, he has been a great help to the Giant club. He has appeared in a total of 56 games. Giving you some idea of how often he has been called in from the bullpen to stop the fire and go on and save a ball game. So he's won 10 and lost just 7. Probably has saved many more for other starting pitchers. Check it on an average 2.34. 2.34. Remember, these two men on base, Doby and Rosen, are charged to the starting pitcher, Sal Maggie. So while the score is tied, Cleveland 2, New York Giants 2, Maggie could be the losing pitcher in this ball game. Leo DeRocha is going to have men ready. He has the left-hander and the right-hander warming up in the bullpen. The score tied 2 in the first half of the 8th inning. 1 out. The Indians have Doby on third and Rosen on first. Batter Dale Mitchell. Pinch hitting for Hank Majeski, who was originally announced as a pinch hitter for Philly. Mark Grissom steps onto the rubber now. Checks his sign. Dale Mitchell, a left-hand batter. Takes ball 1 high and outside. Ball on the count. Mitchell has a full-time batting average of .315 in Major League play. Has not seen too much action this year. The batting average of .283, used mostly as a pinch hitter. Next pitch. He takes ball 2 inside. Almost got away from West the catcher. John McCall, a left-hander, Wilhelm, knuckleball, right-hander, warming up in the Giant bullpen. Carson on first. Doby is on third. 1 out in the first half of the 8th inning. Tied 1-2. Ball 2, no strikes on the batter. The next pitch. Ball 3 outside. Mitchell was ready to go for it. But held back, and now it's 3-0. Mitchell stands deep in the batter's box, and while he can pull out to right field, he's capable of hitting the ball field. The next pitch, ball 4, high and outside, and from 4th base backwards, Mitchell takes a walk. The bases are loaded. The bases are loaded. Rosen moves to second. Doby holds at third, and Mitchell takes over at first base. The batter, due, is George Strickland, but now he is being called back, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. Dave Pope, number 34, is coming up to the dugout. Pope is going to hit Strickland. Pope is a rookie outfielder up from Indianapolis of the American Association. He batted .294 for this year with the Indians in 60 ball games. Hit 4 home runs and drove in 12 runs. He's both fast and has a lot of promise as a coming star of the future. In the American Association, he practically tore that pitch apart last couple of years. He's a left-hand batter. Pope batting for Strickland. First pitch, he swings and taps it foul down the first base line. Goes back into fair territory, but it had been fouled off his foot. Strike 1. Doby on third, Rosen on second. Mitchell on first. 1 out in the first half of the 8th inning. The Indians and the Giants battling in the first game of the 1954 World Series. Tied up 2-2. Pope now steps back into the batter's box. Don Mueller keeps it straight and right. Willie Mays pulled over, took back center just a shade. Big Miles Grissom, right-hander. On the rubber. Gets into a short windup. The pitch, ball one, a fastball high and outside. It's an exciting moment here at the Polo Grounds. The count 1-1 on the batter. The base is loaded. The Indians attempting to break the tie. And Grissom, the third giant hurler, trying to close the door. On deck is Jim Hegan. Here's the windup. The next pitch, just swing and a miss. Ball 1 and strike 2. Pope wins for the fastball. Wilhelm and McCall continue to warm up for the Giants. Wilhelm, the fast knuckle. Left-hander, Johnny McCall. Bases are loaded for the Indians. 1 out. Here's the windup. The next pitch swung on and out into the stands, down the left field line, going into the upper lane. Out of play. The count remains. Ball 1 and strike 2. Red Crest is watching at first base, shouting encouragement down to the stands. The little round man, Tony Cuccinello, away from the coach's box at third base. 1 out. Good ball in play. Rister punching Doby very close to the third. Here's the windup. 1 and 2 pitches. Strike 2 call. He struck him out. Well, that was on that is one of the big strikeouts of the World Series. Yet, of course, to come is a lot of action, but nothing can be more important than that one. Striking out left-hand batter Dave Pope with the bases loaded. And now Jim Hegan is up. Fans are still buzzing about Willie Mays and that great catch. You know, he went right back to the right center field wall to haul down that flag of work. You'll find the diagram of the Polo Grounds showing distances to all fences on page 26 of the new Gillette World Series record book. Be sure you get yours. All right, Jim Hegan is up. The first pitch coming on to him. Ball 1 high and inside. Ball in the count. There are 2 out. The bases are loaded. Score tied, 2-2. Martin, big right-hander, relief pitcher for the Giants. Here's the pitch. Hegan swings and pops it up. Off to the right of the plate. Weston racing for it. He can't get to it. It's back onto the top of the dugout. Good run by Weston, but he couldn't reach it. And the count is even. Ball 1 and strike 1. Hegan hit that ball right on the fist and cracked his back. That boy brings him another piece of wood. 1-1 the count on the batter. Jim Hegan. He is 0 for 3. Doby led off with a walk. Rosen singled off the shortstop's hand. Works by deep to center. And Mitchell walked, batting for Majeski. The bases are loaded with 2 out. Here's the windup. And the pitch. Hegan swings and fouls it back out of play. Strike 2. Ball 1 and strike 2 to count. And now with the count in favor of the pitcher, Weston calls the time. Walks out to talk to Grissom. Pats him on the seat of the pants. There are 2 out. The score tied. The Indians got 2 runs in the first. The Giants tied it up in the last of the third. First half of the 8th inning. The runners move off. They're ready to go with the crack of the bat. There are 2 out. Grissom still watching Doby closely. All right, the 1 and 2 pitch. Fouled back. Hegan got a piece of it to stay alive. Oh, that was a foul ball. It came right back into the press box, into one of the cameras, one of the television cameras on duty, covering today's ball game. 1 and 2 count. Mitchell on first, Rosen on second, Doby on third. With 2 outs, the outfielders are straight away. Grissom taking plenty of time, cautiously. Into the windup now. The pitch swung on the base of drive, going deep high out into left field. Willie Mays is back to the wall. A rather muddy over, and he's under and has it for the out. Monty Organ standing in front of the 315-foot mark, right on the warning path in front of the wall, pulled it down. And fans, there is a great trick of relief pitching. John Little and Marv Grissom closing the door on the Indians. They get no runs. They had 1 hit. There were 2 bases on balls and 3 men left. And going into the last half of the 8th inning, the score is Cleveland 2, New York 2. Fans, let's face it, there's nothing that can make your alarm clock sound like sweet music. But when it's hard to get underway, a good Gillette wake-up shave will help you get ready for action on a sleepy morning. Yes, sir, there's plenty of lift packed into a shaving cream shave with today's new Gillette Super Speed Razor. Now, if you haven't tried today's Gillette Super Speed Razor, you're missing something really great. You change blades in a flash and just rinse it to clean. It's made in one piece, nothing to take apart. And it's double-edged for extra convenience and economy. The price? Only $1, complete with traveling case and blue blade dispenser. And while they last, you get the new Gillette World Series record book free. A great little book that helps you get more fun out of baseball all year long. Well, after that great bit of pitching, Marv Grissom has a ball game on his hands. Fans, let's face it, there's nothing that can make your alarm clock sound like sweet music. But when it's hard to get underway, a good Gillette wake-up shave will help you get into action sleepy morning. Yes, sir, there's plenty of lift packed in their shaving cream shave with today's new Gillette Super Speed Razor. Now, if you can try today's Gillette Super Speed Razor, you're missing something really good. You change blades in a flash and just rinse it to the... And it's double-edged for extra convenience and economy. The price? Only $1, complete with traveling stick and blue blade dispenser. And while they last, you get the new Gillette World Series record book free. A great little book that helps you get more fun out of baseball all year long. That takes Sal Magley out of the game. It is now Marv Grissom's ball game to win or to lose. Changes in the Indian lineup. At shortstop, Sam Denty. Sam Denty is at shortstop for the Indians, and Pope goes into right field. Dave Pope in right, and Denty short. And is Denty playing his first World Series game. Batter for the Giants is Henry Thompson, the third baseman. Left-hand batter, Evan Pittsburgh on outside. Indians had a glorious opportunity. Failed to capitalize on it. And it's still a tie game with the Giants now at bat. Thompson has 1 out of 3. It's in the plate. Brings on the next pitch and hits the ball deep out into right field. And that ball is going to be fouled. Just on the wrong side of the white chalk mark. Foul by pitch. Strike 1. 52,751 fans are watching that ball every inch of the way. Sure keeping score with us. Pope in right field will bat in the number 7. And Denty is going to shortstop in the number 5. All right, Lemon is ready. Ball 1 and strike 1 to count. The next pitch. Hit foul down the first base line out of play. The count was strike 2. Season long, people talking about the Indians' second line strength, bench strength. They're seeing some of it in action right now. Empty at short. They put him up. Nickel and Majesty, of course, were called on to pinch hit. Majesty did not get an opportunity. 0-1 and strike 2. Here's the windup. The next pitch swung on and a high popped out. Hit back of the plate, coming back into the stands out of play. Egan started back for it, but no chance to reach it. So the count remains ball one and strike two. The outfield is pulled around toward right. Johnson filling the crowd with a wallop off the right field wall, but foul. Johnson, the batter. On deck is Monty Irvin. Lemon has given up a total of 8 hits. The Indians have a total of 7. The next pitch is high and outside. Ball 2. Even up 2-2 now. Barnes and Hank Johnson. Third baseman. The wind is still strong, coming out of the southeast, going across from third to first. The next pitch. Kick foul down the first base line. Fielded by Freddie Freeman. A one-hand stop. It's a battle now between Marv Grissom and Bob Lemon. And certainly, you have to give a big pat on the back to Leo DeRoche. Strategy, calling the right pitcher, the right down middle, got Rick, and Grissom got the rest of it. Two pitch to Johnson is ball 3 outside, and the swing is out. Full count of 3-2. There's the wind-up, and the big pitch is ball 4, high and outside. Johnson coming through with a base on balls. That is the third walk given up to Bannerman. And the batter is Monty Irvin. Irvin is 0 for 3. Fouled out and fried out. Thanks, the third base coach comes in to him. Now we have action out in the Indian bullpen. Ray Narleski, rookie right-hander, and Al Newhouse, right-hander, warming up. Narleski. Score is tied 2-2, but the Giants have a runner on first with nobody out. Thompson, the base runner. The batter, Monty Irvin. Right-hand batter crouched over the plate. Rosen moving on the grass. The pitcher goes to front, out of in front of the plate of Beauty. Egan is up with it, can't make a play at second. Throws to Avila covering at first, and Irvin is out on a perfect sacrifice. As pretty a bunt as you want to see. He jumps it right out in front of the plate. No chance to play on the runner at second at all. A perfect sacrifice. One gone, and the bat. Irvin goes out 2-4. Catcher to the second baseman covering. So now, it's the runner on second. One away, and Davey Williams steps in. He is 3. He's grounded out 3 times. Right-hand batter, takes ball 1 outside and low. Ball 1 the count. Now the Giants have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Number 49, knuckleball Taylor Wilhelm. They want him out there in case they get down to the spot where they have to use the pinch hitter. Lemon okays the sign. You count ball 1. The pitch is ball 2, outside and low. 2-0 count. Hank Thompson, a fast man, is on second. The outfield pulled around toward left on Williams. Balls and no strikes. Batter on deck is Westrom. Lemon has his sign up with the stretch now. Look back to the runner. The pitch is swung on a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Rosen comes in, takes it. The runner is holding it second, the throw to first, and Williams is out on a close play. Had him by a step. Works leaning into the infield for that throw. That Williams, just by a step, fraction of a step. There are 2 gone. The runner is still at second, and the batter is Wes Westrom. Williams going out. Rosen to Wirtz. 5-3. This broadcast coming to you from the Polo Grounds in New York City, the home of the National League champion New York Giants. The first game of the 1954 series. And if this is an indicator of what the others are to be, we'll be happy. The score is tied 2-2. Last of the 8th. 2 out. The Giants have a runner at second. Egan and Lemon had a little conference out there, midway between the mound and the plate. Westrom has been a surprise. In 3 trips to the plate, he has 2 hits, 2 singles into left. Right-hand batter. Lemon checks the runner back at second. First pitch. Ball one outside, a curve breaking wide of the plate. Ball 1 the count on Westrom. They'll pitch carefully to Westrom with the pitcher due next. Thompson on second leads away. The pitch, Westrom swings and misses. He went for the slider. Strike 1. Ball 1 and strike 1 the count. A lot of the old-timers will tell you that a slider is just a nickel curve, but not so in the case of Mr. Bob Lemon, who really explodes that thing when it breaks away. Real sharp breaker. Up in position. Lemon backs off the rubber. Westrom stepped out. The count is even 1-1, a tense moment in the last half of the 8th inning. Thompson, the base runner at second, ready to travel. The outfielder's pulled around toward left. Up in position now, Lemon looks back to the runner. The pitch is swung on and a high pop foul is hit back of the plate. Egan coming back near the stands, but he will not be able to get it. It drops onto the screen out of play. A large area gives the catchers and other players plenty of room to travel for foul balls. First, third base, and back to the plate. Whitey Lockman, the leadoff batter, and the man on deck for the Giants, calls Westrom over to him. Talks to him for a few seconds. You know, these ball players are always working at their business, thinking all the time. The man on deck, like Whitey Lockman, he'll pitch him. Maybe he detects a little motion that might give away a curveball or a fastball. So he passes it on to his teammate, the man who happens to be up there in the batter's box. That's what makes for championship play. The kind you see when the teams reach the Autumn Classic, the World Series. 1-2 the count. The next pitch fouled back to the screen out of play, and the count remains. Ball 1 and strike 2. There are 2 out in the last half of the 8th inning. Runner Hank Thompson. And the ball game is tied in New York 2. Thompson left was sacrificed to second, but remained there. Grounded out. Lemon taking 9. Big man up there. A catch. He leans forward with the glove his knee, looks into it. It's 9. Now he's stretching. The next pitch is outside away from the catcher. Hank Thompson makes the third, but holds up. And in to cover the plate. And it is a wild pitch to Bob Lemon. Okay. A wild Lemon. Yes, sir, we've had just about strikeouts. A wild pitch. Spectacular pitch in center field by good base front. Thompson is on third, moving a home. The count on the batter's ball. Lemon works into it. Westrom swung on to that the center field. Bobby comes on and pulls it down. It retires the side. That is really late. To that ball this afternoon, a line drive and playing him for it. No, side is retired. No hit runs for the Giants. There was 1 walk. One man left. In the 8th inning, the score. 2, New York 2. Well, fans back at the Polo Grounds in New York. Going into the first 9th inning, the score is tied. Here are the 8-inning total. Cleveland, 2 runs. No errors, 9 left. New York Giants, 2 runs, 8 and 9 left. That's a ball game. While we're waiting for the leadoff bat, let's pause 10 seconds for identification. This is the radio network for all.
This is WGN, your exclusive World Series station in Chicago.
Now it's play ball here in the ninth inning. Bob Lemon is the leadoff batter for the Indians. He's walked once in 3 trips. Grissom's first pitch to Lemon. Ball one high and outside. All 7 hits collected by the Indians were off South Bagley, the starting pitcher. Ball in the count. The next pitch to Lemon. He swings, but he misses. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. Lemon is recognized as one of the top hitting pitchers in the game. Outfielder's around toward right. He takes ball 2 outside. 2-1 the count. Lemon has won quite a few of his own games this year and in other years with his hitting. And it was just a couple of seasons ago that he came up with 7 home runs in one season. A fine record for a pitcher. Of course, he had previously played the outfield. Ball 2 and strike 1 the count. Grissom works into the windup. The pitch is swung out and fouled off into the stands, off to the left of the plate, out of play. It's even up, 2-2. Lemon, left-hand batter, popped out his last trip to the plate in the 7th inning. Grissom okay to sign the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside, and the string is out. It's a full count of 3-2. Just to add to the evenness of this ball game, each team has had 3 bases on balls. The count 3-2 on Lemon, and the payoff pitch. Coming up, swung on and a short fly ball into left field. Coming in fast to Monty Irvin. He's under it and makes the catch almost at the shortstop position. And the wind pulled that ball back in toward the infield. Dow could have taken it easily, but he saw that Monty Irvin was on the run. And rather than Irvin, perhaps risk a collision, called him on for it. 1 away. Lemon pops to Monty Irvin. Here's Al Smith, the Indians' leadoff batter. Right-hand batter takes the fastball outside, hit that 1. Smith tried to pitch to Magley in the 1st inning and scored the first one of the ball game. Struck out in the 2nd. An infield scratch hit in the 5th, off the pitcher's glove, and he grounded out 3rd to 1st his last time up in the 7th inning. Ball on the count. Crouched over the plate waiting. The next pitch is a strike up fastball, blinking down the middle. The count is ball 1 and strike 1. Smith gets a lot of bases on balls. He crowds the plate. 1-1 the count. Grisom's next pitch is inside, almost hit him. Smith spinning out of the way to the ball game hit. And the count is ball 2 and strike 1. Well, we talked about those infield hits, readers, hits. Well, just like lines. The next pitch is a fly ball is hit out into Monty Irvin. Going back now, closes the he makes the catch. He stands there to give him the call. Hit high to Irvin in left center. So Evans has made the last 3 outs. He hit the long fly by Jim Higgins in the strip back to the 315-foot mark. Well, with 2 out and nobody on, Bobby Achilles steps into the batter's box. Right on today's ball game, there's been only 1 extra base hit. Vic Wirtz with a triple first inning off the right center field wall. First pitch to Achilles is ball 1 outside. Little Pepper caught second baseman has 1 out of 4. The single in the first inning. Good ball player. He's had one of his best hitters. He takes a strike. Fastball in there. The count is 1-1. Abdullah hit 15 home runs in the season. A lot of people wonder where he gets his power. Good wrist action. 1-1 the count. Grisham's pitch. Nice swing and a miss. Strike 2. Yes, sir, the fans are really enjoying this first game of the 1954 World Series. But what could you folks all around the world, too, are enjoying our broadcast. And we've got the trip to you over the great excitement here at the Polo Grounds this afternoon. Ball 1 and strike 2 on the batter. Nobody on, 2 out. The tie score, 2-2. Outfielders are covering straight away for the Grissom opens the sign into the windup. Pitch is outside, and Lowe gets away from the catcher. Away from him. Ball 2. 2-2 count. The Indians have the bases loaded in the 8th inning. They the score. A fine bit of relief pitching on the part of Don in the 8th inning. They the score. A fine bit of relief pitching on the part of Don Little and Mark Grissom. And the Giants had a man as far as third but failed to score. Off the count is 2-2. Larry Dudley takes on deck. First half of the 8th inning. Here's the windup. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and there's a high foul in the short left field. Monty Irvin is coming hard. Still racing in as the wind holds it up. He pops the ball. Wheeler's trying for 2. Irvin takes it up close to second, but too late. Drop chance on Monty Irvin. And it is a charge to Monty Irvin, the left fielder. Oh, charge to Irvin. Clark went back to cover, but it was Irvin's ball that the wind played a very important part in holding that ball. Actually, bringing it back on the infield. It's an error on Monty Irvin, the third giant error of the game, and the dealer is on second. With a tie-breaking run. Larry Doby is the batter. Weston now goes to Marv Grissom. And they're going to give him an intentional pass. A left-hand batter. And in spite of the fact that Al Rosen, the cleanup hitter, is on deck, they speak to him less dangerously. Ought to be less dangerous than Doby, a full hitter. And the left-hand batter who has the wind in his favor. Left-hander Johnny McCall, Wyndham McCall, and right-hander Hort Wilhelm warming up in the Giant bullpen. All right, there's ball 4, and Doby takes his walk. An intentional pass, the second walk he's had, and the second walk given up by Grissom. This one intentional. The runners on first and second, making the fourth play possible, of course, and brings up a right-hand batter. Al Rosen steps in. He has 1 out of 4 infield hit off Alvin Dark's hand last time up. Runners move on 2 out. First pitch is all 1 outside. That run back is good work. The outfielders are on to left with Monty Irvin deep and straight away, playing the sun field. Willie Mays over in left center. This next to Rosen swings and fouls it off to catcher's mask. Stunned Weston suggests a brief moment. Gets to his feet there. That can really hurt you. Ball 1 and strike 1. Avila is on second. Doby is on first with 2 outs here in the first half of the 9th inning. Score tied. Cleveland 2, New York 2. Hank Thompson deep in the position at third base, well back at the bag. Doc covering shortstop, moving around. Ever alert, waiting for the play. Rosen back in the batter's box with the count, ball 1 and strike 1. Grissom up with a stretch. Looks back to the runner at second. The pitch is hit to with a fastball way side to the inside corner. Ball 1 and strike 2. One and 2 the count. He's ahead of the bat now. Has him in the hole. Just getting ready on deck in case he gets the chance to come up. Runners will travel with a crack at the bat. There are 2 outs. Grissom okays the sign in position. There's the pitch. It is ball 2 outside.
Ball 2 and strike to the count. The moment these baseball fans love, that runner in scoring position. Look at the move. Al Rosen, getting a cleanup batter at the plate. Doby with a long lead off first. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen, out of play. Count remains 2-2. Rosen, while he is a slugger, will change up as the pitcher works on him. Other times you'll see him with his hands right down the end of that bat. Other times he moves up on the bat. He'll hit the right field or the right center. Instead of slugging for the long ball, he tries for that base hit. It will bring a run home. He's one of the game's great competitors. Aggressive, hard work. Here's the 2-2 pitch. All 3 outside and low, and the swing is out. It's a full count, and the runners will be moving with the pitch. Runners on first and second, 2 out. The count 3-2. Al Lopez, the Indian manager, stalking the dugout floor, walking back and forth. Leo DeRosa right down below us doing the same. 3-2 count. The outfielders now have moved straight away. Here's the stretch. The runners are moving. The big pitch is swung on, and there's a fly ball into left field. Monty Evans moving in under this one now. He has it, and the side is retired. And there is another great bit of pitching on the part of Marv Grissom. He's been a whale of a relief hurler for the Giants this year, and is proving himself again this afternoon in this World Series. For the Indians in the ninth, no runs, no hits. An error, and a base on balls, and 2 were left. So we go into the last half of the ninth inning of the score. Cleveland 2, New York Giants 2. You know, fans, since 1944, there have been 4 6-game series and 4 7-game series, as you'll see in the Gillette World Series record book. You can check the score of every series game ever played in this compact baseball book. And you can take it from there, because the book contains a world of other important baseball facts. Moving into the last half of the ninth inning, the bench coming back. The pitcher, Marv Grissom, will be the leadoff batter. Then to the top of the batting order, Whitey Lockman, Alvin Dowd. The heavy part of the Giant attack. The Indians have left 11 men on the bases in 8.5 innings. The Giants have left a total of 9 on in 8 innings. Grissom is going to bat here in the last half of the ninth. And he has a chance to put his team off on the right foot. He's a right-hander all the way. Right-hand pitcher, right-hand batter. Lemon gave up 3 hits in the 3rd inning. That was when the Giants scored their 2 runs. He has walked 3 and struck out 4. Here's the windup. Lemon's first pitch to Grissom. His ball went outside and low. Lemon Frank, Giant coach at third base, shouting encouragement to Grissom. Bittner joining in from the coach's box at first base. Next pitch, Grissom swings and he misses a curveball. Boy, he's a big fella. If he ever connects on one, it'll take a ride. Ball 1 and strike 1. You watch some of these pitchers, you never know when they're going to conk it. There is a strike call as the curve hit the outside corner, breaking away. Ball 1 and strike 2. Lemon into the windup. Pitches and Grissom swings and misses. He struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Bob Lemon. Oddly enough, Lemon, in previous years, has been noted as a strikeout artist, but this year, they named him a control pitcher. He still had a lot of strikeouts, better than 100, but not up with the leaders. like some of the boys with 160. The next batter, Whitey Lockman, left-hand batter, steps in. First pitch to him is a strike call. The fastball got the inside corner knee high. The outfielders have slipped well around Ted right, deep in all fields. Emmons' next pitch is ball one outside and low. Early Wynn, who will undoubtedly be the starting pitcher in tomorrow's ball game, was the strikeout pitcher with the Indians this year. 1-1 the count. On Lockman, 1 out. The next pitch is fouled into the dirt. Goes back to the plate. And the count moves to ball 1 and strike. They'll be over in right center. Right side of the infield deep. Playing Lockman as a pull hitter. He has 1 out of 4, a single to lead off in the third inning. That started the Giants to their 2-run rally. 1-2 is the count now. On deck is Alvin Dobb, 1 out. Lemon checks his time. Drops into the windup. The pitch is on and the ground ball is hit back to the pitcher's mound. Lemon takes it. They throw to first and Lockman is out. Going for that sinker, he tapped it toward the pitcher's mound. Lockman grounding out pitch to the first, 1-3. And that brings up Alvin Dobb. He has a walk and 2 hits and 4 trips to the plate. The Giants got 7 hits off Lemon in the first 4 innings of the ball game, and since then have had just 1. A single by Mueller in the 7th inning. Dobb, the right-hand batter, with 2 outs. Takes ball 1 inside. Scores tied, 2-2 here in the last half of the 9th inning. Here's the windup. And the next pitch is outside. Ball 2. Ball 2, no strike. Last of the 9th. Lemon now turns his back on the plate, wiping the perspiration from his brow. Always tugging at that cat. Now he's heading. The 2-0 pitch coming up, and Doc holds back for ball 3, a third ball breaking down in the way, and it is 2-0. On deck is Don Mueller. Ball 3, no strike. It's 2 out in the last of the 9th. Then his next pitch is fouled back to the screen. Strike 1. They gave him the go sign. 3-1. Emmons still has to come in with another. Rubbing up the new ball thrown out to him. Al Rosen, the third baseman, is pulled over close to the line. Emmons has his sign now. The 3-1 pitch. Pulled foul down the third baseline over toward the stands, and it is ball 3, strike 2. Well, he's caught up with him now, and it boils down to just 1 pitch. 1 for the batter, 1 for the pitcher. Ball 3, strike 2. Doc digs back in there. Right-hand batter. One of the game's real tough competitors. Hard to get out. Lemon works into the windup. And the big pitch is swung on and popped up foul off to the right. And Wirtz is racing over near the stands. He won't be able to get to it. It drops back in the crowd. Out of play. Well, the fans have had their share of souvenirs in the stands. None in home run territory. Only 1 extra base hit. That back in the first inning. 3-2 the count. Umpire Barlick throws a new ball play. Lemon takes a long look on the sign from his catcher, Jim Hegan. He's all set. Here's the windup. And the 3-2 pitch is hot and pulled far out into left field. Smith is going back. Right in front of the wall. He's under the mix of the catch as the wind held it up.
Boy, we were talking about home run territory, and there was one that was traveling for it 360 feet away. Al Smith made the catch, and the side is retired. For the Giants in the ninth, no runs, no hits, nothing across, and we go into extra innings. At the end of 9, it is Cleveland 2, New York Giants 2. Al, this first one is really turning out to be something, isn't it?
Well, yes, sir, Jimmy, and do you know this is the first extra inning ball game in World Series play since back in 1952, when it was an extra inning ball game on the 5th day of October, in which the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees played an extra inning affair, 11 innings. And if I remember rightly, Carl Erskine was the pitcher in that ball game. So, Jimmy, we've had our share of thrills here this afternoon, haven't we?
You're absolutely right, Al, and as I said before, if this is an indicator, we're really in for something in the rest of this World Series. Well, at the end of 9 innings, it's tied up. Al, 2-2. I haven't been able to break it. Why don't you take it over, Al Helfer?
All right, Jimmy, we'll see what will happen here. Here are your totals at the end of 9 innings of play for the Cleveland Indians. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They have left 11 on here this afternoon in facing pitchers Magley, Little, and now Mark Grissom. And for the New York Giants, in facing Bob Lemon, they have 2 runs on 8 base hits. They've committed 3 errors afield, and 9 have been left on. So it's just about as even, Steven, as it possibly can be, with the exception of the error column. And now let's step into the top half of the 10th inning to see what Victor Wirtz is going to do. He's ripped a triple and 2 singles and 4 at-bats and swings on the first pitch offered by Grissom, hits a high foul ball off to the left of the plate, way up into the second tier out of play. So this promises, as Jimmy said, to be a wing-ding series. All the experts have picked it as such, and I think all the fans around the country and the world expect it to be exactly that. The Cleveland Indians and the New York Giants. And Mark Grissom, showing a lot of strength on the mound in relief, is pitching now the left-handed batting Victor Wirtz. Has a count on him of strike 1. Pitches a knuckleball, what looks like a knuckler, and it's fouled off to the left of the plate for strike 2. Inning number 10 here in the first game of the 1954 World Series. This is the 51st playing of the Fall Classic. And right now the shadows are beginning to fall here over Coogan's Bluff and over the playing diamond at the ground. Home plate, first base, pitcher's mound, and second base and third base in the shadows. Now Grissom is ready. Delivers 0-2, which takes the fastball, fired in there high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cleveland 2, the New York Giants 2. I guess you wouldn't want a more even Steven ball game to start off the big fall festivity. Marvin Grissom, 34-year-old right-hander, pitched some fine relief ball for the Giants this year. Delivers to Wirtz, a fastball low for ball 2. Well, one thing you can say about it, Bob Lemon has lasted so far 3 pitches the Giants have put out there. Magley, Don Little, who pitched only 1/3 of the 8th inning, and Mark Grissom, who pitched 2/3 of the 8th and has been steaming along ever since. Victor Wirtz levels that bat off. Grissom fires away 2-2. Fastball that's high and outside. So Wirtz has an even chance as far as Grissom is concerned with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. First man up here for the Cleveland Indians in the first half of the 10th inning. Mark Grissom takes a sign. Dealt out there by Western. Right foot forward on the rubber, waiting. Now he starts his motion. The 3-2 pitch to the plate towards the swing on. There's a high fly ball hit down the left field line, curving foul up into the second tier out of play. Well, that's another close one. Alvin Dark electrified everybody with 2 down. The base is empty in the last half of the 9th inning, as Jimmy told you. Had a high, towering drive deep into left field where Al Smith was able to get under it and make the catch. It was something like the one that was hit out there to Monty Irvin. Just missed the overhanging facade here at the Polo Grounds by a scant few feet. Been quite a ball game here this afternoon. Now the next 3-2 pitch here on Victor Wirtz. Grissom cuts it loose, an overhand fastball. And there's a line shot hit to left field. It's curving just outside foul. Victor Wirtz all the way down to first base and carried his bat with him. He didn't even drop it. He just tucked it under his arm and started to run. By the barest of margins, that becomes a foul ball, and Wirtz still has a count of 3-2. So far, with Wirtz, Mr. Grissom has a living sort of a charmed life. That buzzed the fans here at the Polo Grounds, make no mistake. Now Wirtz gets that. I think my friend Jimmy here almost swallowed his chewing gum. Oh, me. Now the 3-2 pitch by Marv Grissom. An overhand fastball swung on by Wirtz. There's a long drive deep into left center field. Willie Mays going to have to hurry if he's going to get this one. He's not going to get it. It's in the alley in left center field for the bases. Victor Wirtz on his way to second. Here comes Willie Mays' throw into Alvin Dark at short. It's a stand-up two-bagger for Victor Wirtz. He has the only extra base blows in the ball game today. A triple and now a double. Victor Wirtz, a double to deep left center field. Well, Willie Mays made one spectacular catch on Victor Wirtz back in the 8th inning. Jimmy Dudley told you, going deep in the right center field, taking the ball over his shoulder, much in the manner and then catching a forward pass of his quarterback. Mays turned around, his quick throw in. Held things down pretty much. Now, Rudy Regalado is coming out of the bullpen. He's going to run for Victor Wirtz. Rudy Regalado, the kid from California. Round of applause for Vic Wirtz, and he deserved it. Rudy Regalado is taking his position at second base. Regalado, the young fellow who came out of California to make himself a spot on the ball club. Rudy's from Los Angeles, California. That is, he was born there and still raised there. Was raised there and still lives there. 6 feet 185 pounds. He's been used principally in relief for the Cleveland Indians this year. That is, as a relief third baseman. And I believe, Jimmy, he has played a little shortstop too, hasn't he?
Yes, he has played short, third, and second. He likes third base, however, Al, better than any of the other positions.
I know a pulled thigh muscle took him out of the lineup when he was hitting pretty well. Now batting right-handed Sam Detty for his first at-bat of the afternoon. And he bunts the first pitch down the third base lineup with it is Hank Thompson. Throws to Davy Williams covering at first base. Sam Detty sent up to sacrifice Regalado over to third. Successfully does it. Sam Detty went up there batting at 266, and of course will hold that batting average. 5-4 put out on the sacrifice in case you're scoring along with us this afternoon. That puts Regalado running for Victor Wirtz, who doubled to left center field on at third base in scoring position. And hitting left-handed Dave Pope coming up there, and they're going to walk him intentionally. Setting up the opportunity for a double play. There's ball one on the outside. Marv Grissom will throw wide to him for the next 3 days, and while this is being done, let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
WGN, your exclusive World Series station, Chicago.
We've just completed ball 4 to Dave Pope. And Bill Glenn, a left-hand hitter, is being called upon to bat for Jim Hegan. So Al Lopez is going all out here in his attempt to get this run in, lead in the ball game here in the top half of the 10th inning, because once you get past those 9, as we all know, it's a sudden death affair. And, of course, Grissom has his work cut out for him very definitely. Bill Glenn, hitting left-handed, is being announced to the crowd now. He'll probably stay in and play at first base. Means we'll have a new catcher for the Cleveland Indians. Glenn coming on here in the 10th inning to bat for Hagan. Will stay in that slot probably and play at first base. Of course, this is all conjecture on our part. We'll have to wait to see what manager Al Lopez has in mind. But we're just sort of kind of looking forward to the last half of the 10th inning to see how the defensive alignment is going to come up for Cleveland. Bill Glenn hitting left-handed. Moving in there right now. First baseman hit .251 over the regular season. Left-handed batter. Right up the first pitch to Glenn with runners at first and third. Second is open and one out. The pitch to Glenn is a curve, nicely over, right under the letters for called strike one. Grissom gave him a lot of motion and not too much speed. The next batter up there should be Bob Lemon. Down comes the pitch again. Fastball swung on a miss by Glenn for strike 2. Hank Thompson has been playing a shallow third base with Glenn up there. Of course, he has a double purpose at third. He's playing shallow. Glenn might drop one down, pop his swing and drop it down the third base line, and Regalado is on at third, and Thompson wants to be there and a benefit play back there for him. Regalado takes his lead off at third base. He represents a tie-breaking run for Cleveland. In comes the pitch, a fastball, high off the peak of the cap for ball one. Left-hander Wendy McCall, along with Hoyt Wilhelm, the right-hander down in the bullpen for the New York Giants, just in case Marv Grissom should have any more trouble here in the 10th inning. Wirtz opened with a double. Regalado is running for him. Dendy sacrificed the runner down to third. Pope was walked intentionally. Pitch swung on by Glenn and missed. Strike three. Grissom came in with a hooky jerk curveball, and Glenn was after it. Missed it right off the fist. That's the big important out for Marv Grissom to be picking up at this particular point in the game. That gives him his second strikeout. 4 times Cleveland batsmen have gone down by the strikeout route. And the round of applause is for Bob Lemon as he comes out. Here's a chance for Bob definitely to strike a blow on his own behalf. Let's see, this afternoon Lemon has walked in the second inning, lined out to center field to Willie Mays in the fifth, popped up to shortstop Alvin Dark in the seventh, and in the ninth inning, hit a fly ball to left field to Monty Irvin. Time is called for the moment as Whitey Lockman comes over to say something to Marv Grissom and remind him that there are 2 out here in the top of the 10th inning. Regalado is on at third base. At first is Dave Pope. Second is open. 2 down. Score still 2 apiece, and Bob Lemon up. Grissom delivers to him, and Lemon takes a fastball that's low and outside for ball 1. Quite a tense moment in the ball game here for Marv Grissom and the New York Giants. As Jim told you, this is Marv Grissom's ball game now, to win or lose. He's won 10, lost 7 on the regular season. He's ready now, delivers a curve, swung on, and line drive right to Whitey Lockman at first base for out number 3 to retire the side, and the Cleveland threat goes to the board. Oh, here in the 10th inning for Cleveland, no runs, 1 base hit. There were no Giant errors, and 2 Cleveland Indians were left on, running their total now to 13 to be left on and going to bat 10 times. So the score at the end of 9 1/2 innings of play remains Cleveland 2, the New York Giants 2. Well, we're in extra innings now, fans, and how long this game will go is the $64 question. The longest game on record took 3 hours and 28 minutes when the Tigers faced the Cubs in 1945. Now, you'll find plenty of interesting baseball dope just like this if you get yourself a copy of the Gillette World Series record book. Here's a great little reference book to have on hand all year round. It answers thousands of questions, highlights facts, figures, and features that make every game more exciting and more enjoyable. Buy today's 1-piece Gillette Super Speed Razor at the regular price, and the book is yours free while they last. Now the last half of inning number 10. Now the changes in the lineup for Cleveland. At first base, we have Bill Glenn and Mickey Grasso, a fellow who had a terrific fight to make a comeback this year after having suffered a severe fracture of the leg, is coming on to do the catching here in this World Series game. And he'll bat in the number 5 position. So Mickey Grasso comes on. He's the same Mickey Grasso who did quite a bit of the catching for the Washington Nationals and was dealt over to the Cleveland Indians. Mickey Grasso, practically all of the year, because of that fractured leg, is coming on here in the 10th inning to be the catcher. And at first base, as we had supposed, Bill Glenn remains. He'll bat number 8. He'll take over at first base. So defensively now, the Cleveland Indians have Bob Lemon on the mound. Mickey Grasso behind the plate. At first base, Bill Glenn. At second, Bobby Avila. At short is Sam Dudley. And at third is Al Rosen. The outfield remains the same of left fielder Al Smith, center fielder Larry Doby, right fielder Dave Pope. Lemon ready to pitch now to Don Mueller. He does and gets let up curveball in there for a strike. 2 runs on 7 hits for Cleveland, no errors. They've stranded 13 so far in this extra inning ball game. The Giants have 2 runs and 8 hits off Lemon. Mueller takes a cuff at this next pitch and hits a foul ball off the end of the bat. Goes over into the stands out of play back at third base. Strike 2 the count on Don Mueller, the number 3 here in the Giants order. He'll be followed by Willie Mays and then by Hank Thompson. 2-2. What'll they do? Don't know. It's been quite a ball game here today. The wind sort of died down a bit coming in from behind left field, but still we have enough of it here to determine what's going to happen with the fly ball. Lemon's ready now. Pumps and delivers an overhand curve. Swung on and missed by Mueller for strike 3. The ball was dropped by Grasso. He picked it up and tagged Don Mueller for the first out. Coming up now is Willie Mays. So remember his terrific catch in center field. Bob Lemon with 6 strikeouts now to face Willie Mays. Willie is yet to get his first base hit in the World Series. He popped up a short in the first, walked in the third, grounded to third in the 5th inning, and forced Mueller at second base in the 7th. Willie Mays hitting right. Mickey Grasso, fine competitor behind the plate now for the Cleveland Indians, working with Bob Lemon. Grasso, whose leg still bothers him, nevertheless he's out there going. We're in the twos. Curveball is way outside and low to Willie Mays, gets through and back to the backstop for ball one. Looks as though Bob Lemon threw that sinker. Got a little too much outside. One out for the Giants here in the 10th inning. There are no base runners. The score is still tied at 2 apiece. Hoyt Wilhelm is alone throwing down the Giant bullpen now. Looks as though it will be heat coming on in case he's needed. Lemon delivers a curve. Drives Willie Mays back from the plate. Flips in under the short ribs. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Willie Mays. Bob Lemon, who has paced himself very well here this afternoon, beats that ball down in the palm of the glove. Gets ready now as he leans forward. Takes a sign from Grasso. Grasso, the relief catcher now for Cleveland. Lemon delivers a curve. Snaps off low and outside. And Grasso is having a little trouble handling the curve balls. Fired in there by Bob Lemon. Willie Mays has a count of 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Lemon back to visit the rosin bag. Slams it down. Comes right up. Puts his foot on the rubber. Looks down at Willie Mays, who's standing there waiting for the pitch to be made. Now the 3-0 delivery. Lemon comes in with fastball, taken by Mays and poured through at the knees for strike one call. Al Barlick, the National League umpire, working the plate here this afternoon, can be heard all over this ballpark. No doubt about it, when Barlick calls them, they're called. Fastball is outside and low for ball 4, and Willie Mays with 1 out draws a free ticket for first base to represent the possible winning run for the New York Giants. In the way of bases on balls, if you'll check me, Jim, that's the 4th given up by Jim Lemon. Second. The 4th given up by Bob Lemon. And coming up to the plate now is Hank Thompson. Hank's banked a single to right field back in the 3rd inning. He's rolled out to first, then hit his single to right. Came along in the 5th inning and struck out, and then was walked in the 8th. So he's 1 for 3 this afternoon, and has driven in 1 of the runs the Giants now possess. Now we're ready for the first pitch. Down it comes, there goes the runner. Willie Mays is going to try for it. Mickey Grasso throws down to second. It's not in time to Denny. And Willie Mays has stolen second base. Sam Denny kept that ball. He wasn't going to give Willie Mays a chance to get up and get off that bag at all. He just kept tapping him on the leg. And umpire Conlon standing laughing. Sam Denny was insistent. Willie Mays has stolen second base here. Oh, he puts the Giants in a pretty good spot. And now they're going to put Hank Thompson on. They're going to put him on. So put Thompson on, walk intentionally. Runners at first and second. That'll set up a double play situation. That's the thing the Cleveland Indians, of course, right now are hoping for. That's the place on ball. And here comes a guy that did a tremendous lot of damage to the National League pitchers this year. Dusty Rhodes coming up to the plate. There's the announcement for him, and you'll hear them yell for him as soon as they realize who is coming up. Dusty Rhodes coming up to the plate. He's going to bat for Monty Irvin. He'll probably remain out there to play in the field. Dusty Rhodes batting at .341. Hit 15 home runs this year for the Giants, drove in 50 runs, and didn't play too often. Played in only 82 of the ball games. Used principally as a pinch batter. Dusty Rhodes coming on, left-handed. So Lemon has his work cut out for him with 1 out, 2 on here in the last of the 10th inning. Rhodes swings on the first pitch. It's a high-fly ball into right field, coming over his Pope. Back near the line, leaps. He can't get it. It's into the right field stands for a home run for Dusty Rhodes. Lemon throws his glove straight up in the air, and that's it. That does it. At the plate, Dusty Rhodes is being mobbed. He's being mobbed here in the last half of the 10th inning for a cinch-hit home run in this World Series to drive in 3 of them. So it's a final 5-2. 5 runs for the New York Giants. 5 runs, and let's see, that'll be the 9th hit. 5 runs, 9 hits. They had 3 errors here this afternoon, and left a total of 9 on the. So Dusty Rhodes gets off and continues to be known as the marvelous pinch batter. Dusty Rhodes, a home run in the 10th inning with 1 out and 2 men on to drive in 3 runs for the Giants in the 10th. That was the only base hit. There were no errors. There was 1 stolen base. Nobody was left on. For the Cleveland Indians, 2 runs here this afternoon on a total of 7 hits, getting all off Magley. They had no errors. And left on the bases this afternoon, 13 for the Cleveland Indians. Well, everybody, it's all over. A storybook finish for the New York Giants in the first game of the 1954 World Series. And I know that a veteran reporter has many, many things to say about what has been seen here this afternoon. And in just a moment, Bill Corum will review the highlights of today's game for you.
Ladies, imagine a home permanent that's really trouble-free. It's new self-timing Tony with 15-minute waving lotions. With this new Tony, you're sure of perfect timing every time. There's no clock checking, no test curls, no guesswork. Your self-timing Tony is timed so right, your waves can't go wrong. Takes only minutes to wave and neutralize, gives you months of more carefree waves. It's the one permanent that's fast and lasts. And your wave will be soft and natural right from the very first day. So no matter how happy you are with your today.
It's a new Tony, a faster Tony. It's self-timing, 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 self-timing Tony.
Well, that was quite a finish to quite a ball game, wasn't it? The 3rd time this year that Dusty Rhodes has walked up at that plate and hit a pinch hit home run. And I guess that probably never has happened before. I don't have any record here on it, but it's great pinch hitting anyhow. And it was the 16th hit that he had made in 46 trips to the plate, I believe, as a pinch hitter. Of course, he played regularly part of the season, too. But before we go on with the victorious Giants, it should be said that nobody ever pitched a stouter-hearted game than did Bob Lemon of San Bernardino, California, here for the Indians this afternoon. He was a little shaky at the beginning, got better as the game went on, and that was the only extra base hit, that home run of Rhodes, that made, of course, the score 5-2, where all the Giants really needed then a sudden death would have been that 1 run that they had down at second base, but they got 3 for good measure. And, of course, it was a tremendous victory because in any World Series, as all you listeners know, the first game amounts to so much. And also because Lemon has been, of course, if not the best, it's between either Bob or Early Wynn, I should say, because both of them won 23 games, but by some people at least considered their strongest pitcher. And he was a great pitcher this afternoon. And when you beat the top pitcher, of course, Magley didn't finish either. But a great many people, and on his record, he does rate as the Giants' tops. That'll be Johnny Antonelli, who will pitch tomorrow. And so the Giants got, as I said before, a tremendous break in this victory. Not only the all-important first game, but now in an excellent pitching position, and they would even have Magley, who didn't do too badly, and, of course, was succeeded by Little, and little by little, Mr. Vic Wirtz, who was one of the greatest hitters I ever saw this afternoon in any World Series. Actually, if you told the truth, you'd have to say that he made 5 straight hits. Of course, he didn't. Willie Mays robbed him, and undoubtedly the greatest catch that's ever been made in World Series history. He went clear back to the barrier. The ball was clear over his head. Everybody of the crowd of 52,000 plus here thought it was over his head. And the only one that wouldn't acknowledge it was Willie. He just kept going, and finally the ball dropped in his glove over his shoulder, and he turned around and threw a strike to second base. He can really rifle that ball as well as catch it. Of course, he didn't do anything at the bat this afternoon except draw a couple of bases on balls, but he was, as he has been all season, a tremendous ball player. And so are these two teams. Cleveland having won 111 games this year. It was the 4th pitch hit home run in World Series history, by the way. Somebody just had me a note here on that. That was Rhodes, and it was the 4th pinch hit homer in World Series history. I was saying that Cleveland won 111 games, which is a record, and is a mighty fine ball team. They made no errors today. They played good, tight baseball, and they got stout pitching from Lemon. Not the best game he ever pitched by any means, but strong arm pitching, and so did the Giants get about as stout-hearted a job from marvelous Marv Grissom as anybody ever saw. Down there in the short rows of the ball game, when Cleveland was pitching in every inning, he had the bases loaded once, and he had a man on again, and then he had 2 on in the 10th. And this was the first extra inning World Series game now since 1952, I believe, when Brooklyn and the Yankees played across the river over here, and my memory is Brooklyn won it. in 11 innings, and not very important. But in those last innings, the Indians were knocking at the door all the time, and Grissom just had to be a whale of a pitcher and have a heart like a lion to stand them off. And he did. He was pitching the same sort of ball that Lemon had been pitching all afternoon until Mr. Rhodes walked up there and cold-cocked it, and that was payday in the mines. And now it's kind of May's in September.